Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm, of course, your host, Mega Mike, the Movie Man. We have a super fun stream planned for you all today. We're going to hold each other accountable for our movie goals in 2023. We're going to talk about how we did, what were some of the struggles and obstacles, and who knows, maybe what we can do better next year. So this is going to be super fun. I'm going to bring up this whole amazing panel here in a second. But first, just to remind you all, if you love collecting physical media and watching movies just like everybody on this panel, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. That way you stay entertained and celebrate 2023 with us. And then, of course, if you want to unlock some thank you videos and giveaways, I have Blu-rays to give away, people. If you do a high-level tier membership or like a $20 super chat, I'll throw some Blu-rays your way, maybe a surprise gift or two. So definitely consider that. And then, of course, just leave in the comments what you thought of our movie goals and if you had any movie goals yourself. But let's go ahead and bring out this amazing panel, starting with Huck. I know, Huck, you were like going to the beat of the music backstage right there, huh?
Oh, yeah. That was good stuff, man.
So, Huck, just to kind of give a little intro here, a little taste to the audience, how'd you feel you did this year? Just with movie goals. Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Well, Mike, okay. I really feel it's sort of like a one of these. Like I did pretty good in some things and then some not at all. But I will reveal just how much success I had in each one. One was very successful. So I can't wait to break that one down.
Yeah, the ones you did really well on, just emphasize, just highlight
Oh,
those.
yeah.
Be like, you did amazing
I'll
on
just
these.
drag that one out.
Over real quick.
Right.
All right. Well, I'm excited to hear about them. And then let's go ahead and bring out Fish. Fish, it's been like forever since I've seen you. So happy to have you back on the channel. How'd you do with your goals this year?
I fared like Huck in some areas better than others. But one of them I did smashingly, I believe. So I'm very proud of that one in particular. But yeah, the others, one of them was pretty much non-existent. And
I'm feeling so much better right now.
I think I'll start with that one and then work my way towards the one that I actually wrong.
There you go. And that's not always a bad thing, because then you can always carry that goal into the following year for 2024. So
right.
Have something already to work on. So that's great.
But yes, no, thank you very much for. I'm glad to be back. It has been a while. But yeah, thanks for having me again.
Of course. And then let's go ahead and bring out somebody who is no stranger to the channel. I feel like I've seen him just a couple days ago. We got Tim. How we doing out there?
I'm doing good. And you guys pretty much hit it on the nail. Like I did well and I did horrible.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I tried and remembered my stuff for a short bit in the beginning of the year after the stream, and then I forgot. Yeah. And I had to rewatch the stream to see my goals. So as I'm going through, I'm like, I actually did that. I didn't do that at all. I actually did that.
I felt the same way. I felt like the first couple months I was doing pretty good tracking it, but after that I just fell off the wagon and just, I accomplished what I accomplished at this point. I'm like, let me look at these goals today. Good thing I have notes of it.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and bring out somebody who I know loves movies. KB, how we doing out there?
Oh, you're muted, buddy.
KB.
Almost there.
All right, the anticipation.
Look, that's okay. I know, right? He's teasing us. Oh, I get it. He wants us to read his lips. Okay, say it again. Shamaku.
Not hearing you, KB. That's okay. Why KB's working on that? Let's go ahead and
your audio settings.
Mika, how we doing out there?
Hi guys.
Hello, Mika.
Well, how do you do, Mika?
I'm kind of like everyone. I was like, ooh.
It's so good right now.
This is the official hand gesture of the
right?
stream.
Yeah.
We'll make that next year's thumbnail, just a hand that rocks.
Yeah. So like one or two I did really good. The other ones was like, ooh. Yeah, but it was a crazy year though. There's a lot going on this year, so
there was a lot this year for sure. So there was no way I don't think anybody was gonna fully accomplish every one of their goals. But if you accomplish maybe a couple, a few, I think that's great. And then just roll over the next ones to the next year. All right, KB, you there?
I don't know why my mic's not working.
You're
You're
good.
on the webcam.
Nice.
All right, so KB, how'd you feel about this year?
I had to go ahead and make my 2024 goals just because I could have done so much better. But yeah, I feel accomplished about the things that I accomplished. How about that?
I like that.
Now, I didn't want to like be too presumptuous, but I really felt if any of us nailed it, it was KB. Like, yeah, KB
You just gave her this nope. All right. Well, let's check into the audience here. Let's see who is joining us live tonight before we get into our goals. Movie Hunter 2020 evening, everyone. Smash that like button while you are here. Absolutely. Oh, see, now it's throwing a thumbs up on my screen. I forgot my computer does that apparently now. We got Craig here saying hello. Hello, Craig.
So, Craig.
Got Sarah in the chat. Hello, Sarah.
Hey,
We
Sarah.
got Tony, Basement Blues.
Hey, Tony.
I'm glad Tony's here.
Tony, Mr. Taylor.
We got Dude Who Loves Movies. What's up, everyone? Don't forget to like, a lot of love for the likes today. That's absolutely awesome. All right, so we're gonna get into our first goal recap here. Once again, just remind everybody out there what your goal was, and once again, how'd you do on it? So, Huck, what's the first goal you're gonna enchant us with this evening?
I love starting quickly and then being done with it. Mika, maybe you'll join me on this. I don't know, but I'm going to just start with number 5 because I epically failed this, and that is I was going to do the 52 movies a week, and I think maybe I did 2, like accidentally, like during the there was a one that was watch a documentary, so I jumped on the Michael J. Fox Still, which is absolutely beautiful. If I have to say, if that like made up for the other 51 weeks, it was that good. Because that's about the only one I intentionally matched. A friend was doing it on Facebook, and he did his 52. So I was trying to play along with him and those people, and I failed. So occasionally I jump on there.
You only got through one of them, you said? Only the documentary?
That I intentionally am aware of. I think if I go back and read, I might have nailed some outside of the week I was supposed to do it.
Yeah.
But the only one I know I nailed on the week of was Still. So good job, Huck. Boom!
That's a tough goal though, because it's like giving you 52 goals throughout the whole year. So it's like, you can't even binge it in like a week. It's like you really have to follow.
I mean, if I could have just done 25% of it, half the year, that'd have been cool. But we get into our kicks, it's like, oh, we're watching this, and now it's Christmas, and then it's Halloween, and and then so those sort of you disregard the 52 because you're doing other. And I did do those well. I feel very confident in that. So in terms of celebrating genres when I was supposed to, I did good there. I just did not celebrate the 52 weeks.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Huck, I could never do one of those things because I'm such a mood watcher. I can't look at I'm supposed to watch this. I can't. I don't watch movies like that. I look at it and be like, I'm not feeling that.
That's what happened. It was like it was Western week. I'm like, I do not feel in a Western mood at all. Right, KB?
Yeah, I was yesterday. I'm like, I'm gonna watch some Criterions for a stream I'm doing next week, and I got up with the Bee Gees in my head. I'm like, why are the Bee Gees in my head? So I ended up watching Saturday Night Fever on 4K, and then I went to the Criterion. So I'm totally a mood watcher too. And once it strikes me, I don't care what goals or accomplishments. I'm like, no, I'm in this mood, and I just ride with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like completely different. It's whatever I ordered and shows up at my house, that's what gets watched. So
I'm going to try to do that more next year, because that's the best way to make sure you don't have something that you bought like last November of 2022 and it's now November of 2023 and you're buying even more, in this case Criterions, and you're like, I didn't even watch the ones I got last year.
The way Mike
Get it, watch it.
makes complete sense. But I find if I'm not feeling that type of movie, I'm not giving it the proper chance. Like last night, I tried to watch. I watched Maestro, and I really did not like Maestro at all. And I might give it another chance closer to the Oscars, just maybe off the assumption I was not in that mood. But if I'm not feeling something, it's a waste of time for me to continue. I just flat out, I'm not going to like it. It's just how it is.
Amen.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely.
All right. Let's go ahead and go over to Fish. Fish, how'd you do on that first goal?
Oh well, we're gonna go with the one of them was to watch more epic movies, more of the old school, like big sweeping. That did not go so well. Like Hug.
It's bad when it just starts with a laugh in there.
I watched Cleopatra.
Ooh, okay.
So that is one. Check. I said, I really wanted to try and watch like Ben-Hur and Spartacus and all these epic sweeping, great movies from the 50s and 60s, but a little bit of no, I did not. But I did enjoy Cleopatra. I've always loved Elizabeth Taylor and a few roles that I have seen her in. Most things have been in her older years. But yes, I did enjoy that, the epicness, the beauty, the costumes.
You liked it?
Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah. It was wonderful. I really did enjoy that one. So as far as that goal, the one movie I did watch, I really thoroughly enjoyed.
I know that feeling.
I was happy with that.
Yeah.
So yes, so going over into next year, I guess I'll just bring that over into the next year, 2024. Try and catch some more of those sweeping epics of the greater Hollywood era.
And Fish, you didn't give like a specific number for them, right? Of how many?
No, I was just wanting to take them in. I was just wanting to, take them, embrace them, and So
you got one in, and because you didn't specify, you accomplished the goal.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you.
Don't worry, I got your back there.
Oh, I feel good about my goal now. I got the I feel so good right now.
You got your one, your week.
All right, Mika, how'd you do on your goal?
Okay, so the first one I had picked was because I never watched any of them before, was the Star Wars films. Never watched one of them. So I did watch all three. So I didn't watch all the other ones, the prequels, but I watched the core three. So I was excited about that. I did accomplish those, and I enjoyed them. Yeah, they were good to me. So I got those knocked out.
Are you excited to now dive into the prequels or the future ones? Or you're like, I'm good.
Not really. Not really.
You're like, the original was enough for me. I'm good.
Fun. I really loved it. I think my favorite. Yeah, my favorite were the droids. I love like the R2-D2, and I love Chewbacca. They were funny. I like the comic relief there. But no, it's not having me run to the prequels.
It only goes down from there, Mika.
Right.
So
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, because I was looking at the ways. There's so many ways to watch them. Some people say, "Oh, watch the prequels first, and then watch."
So much work.
Yeah, so I just said, "No, let me watch the core three." So.
Mika, so I have a question for you. Did you know, I mean, it's almost impossible to not know, but did you know the secret in The Empire Strikes Back about Vader and Luke?
Oh, yeah, I did know that because so
surprisingly, some people still didn't know.
And there's so many skits and movies that play these skits. So, no, I did know that. Me and Kira were waiting for that part. Yeah, all right.
Did you have a favorite of the three?
Let me see. I liked which one is that one with Jabba the Hutt? Is that 3?
That's Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, I like Jabba the Hutt. He was funny.
You like the Ewoks?
The Ewoks are the best. I love the Ewoks.
I loved him. He was so slimy looking, but funny.
Right?
Yeah. And Leia, I love her. That's my girl.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, Leia.
All right, KB.
That's like she was one of the first, like along with Sigourney Weaver's Ridley. She was one of the first big female power, in charge, kind of,
I
So
don't know.
she was always somebody to look up to for little girls in our generation.
Yeah, I loved her. I like
know
that she
what
was.
you're
Yeah,
talking about though. Jennifer Lawrence is the first female.
Ah, yeah.
She's not beating Ripley.
Okay. Don't leave us yet, Amy.
I'm still here, just moving something out the way. So my first goal was to, and this is for Mr. Tony Basement Blues in the chat, to set up my media room. So at the reason why I'm using a webcam is for this very purpose. At the risk of making things kind of crazy here, I'm just going to do a quick wrap around. So I got my shelves going. Shout out to my daughter. She was like Bob the Builder for me, just putting the shelves together as we went along. So, of course, I got Sir Alfred in the corner. Always got him looking over my shoulder. I got my 4K shelf, my boutique shelf back there with all the Hitchcocks on the top. A little later, I'm going to add another director up there, which is another one of my goals. You can see my Halloween metal poster there. This empty space is going to be for the other shelf that's coming this week for more Blu-rays. That's all Blu-rays. Shout out to all the Canadians up there. And you can see on the top of each one, I have stuff like I have like my Shore Brothers, and that's Psycho right there, the Psycho set and Halloween.
Oh, I love that set. Yeah.
And I have some more stuff, my Columbia and some other. Oh, that's the Twilight thing. I got that for Christmas. Don't mind the mess. It's Christmas season. There's always a mess somewhere. So I had this shelf in my bedroom in the old house, and it broke while moving. So it's now broken in half, but it holds like two of my, like all my DVDs broken into two sections. So you could see like, let me get behind the slate here. You can see half of it there, and then the other half is there. Hung a poster, hung the street sign, make it official. That is the to-do. That's where my DJ equipment is going to go.
Ooh.
The piece that was installed.
Love that.
And this is for Mika, the Holy Trilogy on the wall over there.
Nice.
with the teaser poster, which is my favorite.
Revenge of the Jedi. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And right now, Tim is highly judging my posters because they're reprints and they're kind of wrinkly, but it's the best I can do. And the personal touch is this painting my wife made, so she's always nearby. So
I love that. And I love your lights, KB. I love how you guys be doing those lights. You guys got to help me with the lighting. Shout
out to Justin from the Rad Pack. He helped me set up my floodlights, and they're not on right now, but LEDs are on each level of the shelves. I didn't bother putting them on. So
what are those things they called at the bottom? They call floodlights?
Yeah. They're for indoor, outdoor use. And I literally control it from my phone. So I come down here, it's pitch dark. And I basically just say, okay, put on just straight white lights. And then when I'm starting a live stream, I have a live stream button. And I just hit that. And we get
I got to get some lighting. I got to get some lighting.
Yeah. So that it took me a year. We've been here a year now. Yep. Sunday makes a year we've been here. So it took me a while. But the thing is, once you put up the TV and you got some comfy chairs, I don't know if you got a view of the chairs or not, but they recline. It makes you really feel good. Got a headrest so you don't get like that neck strain. And next thing you know, you're on your third movie, so you know.
Yeah, who needs time to put up shelves? Right.
That's a really nice background, though. I love the shelves. I love the movies. So many posters up as well. See.
Yeah, and this is an alcove, so that's why there's like, this is like right here, but that's a little further in. So these are going to be over here, and then I'm going to have like all my movie books and memorabilia. I got Lord Vader over there, and you've seen some of my larger books. I know Tim has. I have like The Irishman up there. I got some Scorsese and Hitchcock books, and they're just going to be basically on display here. And have like different memorabilia in the middle. So
love that.
Switch it up.
Well, thank you for doing that. We got like an exclusive room tour right there. That was awesome.
Yeah. And what you don't see is in front of me, I work from home. So I have a dual monitor set up with dual cameras. So I have my Mac for personal use, and then I have my Windows laptop for work. So sometimes I'll just fire up Plex or Movies Anywhere and I'll stream something while I'm just working on something. But as Huck knows, when you have to video edit, you got to focus, so you can't watch a movie at the same time. So
it
all depends.
So
at least I can. I'm not that skilled.
Yeah. Oh, I've been so easily distracted when my stuff is right here now.
Mm-hmm.
And my neck's all cranking. I'm like, focus.
Yep. But I'm enjoying it. We're all enjoying it.
Looks good, man. Nice.
I like it.
I will never judge your posters either because they're in frames. They're not tacked to walls.
You taught me well. You taught me well.
Yeah.
So I'll probably switch out the Spider-Verse one periodically, but the Holy Trilogy will stay as is.
Yeah, I like the switching out. I'm still trying to figure out what to put up on my walls. Yeah, but I like switching
You got to
out.
get Ripley up there. You got to get Michael Myers up there.
Yeah, definitely. I got this cool.
Yeah, I need him to decorate my house.
I switch those out all the time. Like actually, now that right after the new year, I'll switch out the It's a Wonderful Life that'll come down, Chinatown Vertigo. I'm going to switch those out. So I switch my posters out all the time.
You know that Vertigo got a home to go to.
I know. I was about to say that too, KB. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Damn, KB, you're fast. Oh well.
Yeah, that poster game is cutthroat. I'm not even dipping in that. Those things be going so quick. It's crazy.
I'll probably get Killers of the Flower Moon next. So
nice. Yeah. I want to get a Poor Things poster after seeing that movie. I freaking loved it.
Me too.
I'll keep an eye out. At work, I work at Regal, so they're actually at my store. They were giving them to the employees. They would just hold them and like you put your name in a little book. They're like, hey, I want this one or this one or this one. They stopped doing it because they want us to raise a little money for our charity, our Stars of Hope. So they started selling them $2 a piece or $5 for the new ones.
So you buy them.
So if I happen upon a Poor Things, or if you guys like any newer movies, because they're kind of going quick. As soon as the movie's done, they'll put them out to sell, and then
Poor Things just got there, and Killers will be in there until after award season, more or less. So.
Yeah, so I actually like one of the last ones I could get for free was the Killers of the Flower Moon. So I've actually got one of those sitting down on the floor over there. So
nice.
But yeah. So like, let me know. So Poor Things, I'll keep an eye out. Poor Things, and
at $2 a piece, I need a secondary job at a theater. I'll just buy them all.
Right.
I used to work at a movie theater when I was younger. That was the coolest thing about it. You can always get the movie poster.
Oh yeah. Same here.
Right. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not sure if that's every store, but I know at least my theater that we're trying to raise money for that.
I went to it was not last year, the year before. I went to the theater that was in the original Blob. It's in Phoenixville, outside of Philadelphia, but beautiful theater. And they had a box in kind of the lobby that they were selling posters, and they were marked. It was like $2 to $4 each. I'm going through. I'm like, I'm buying this. I cleared out like almost the entire box. I'm like walking out with like arms full.
I believe it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, Tim, how'd you do on your goal?
So this one, I think it might count as me getting it, maybe, but this also might get me canceled. I'm not a fantasy fan at all. Like fantasy movies aren't my thing. And one of my goals was to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I watched the first Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I didn't care for it. I couldn't continue on to 2 and 3. I was bored. I didn't.
You miss a lot of walking.
That one is a lot of that. It is a lot of world building. So that one is So
after
I get it.
After 3 hours of that, I was bored of the world. I was just I'm like I had enough. This is I'm one and done. I don't need to see the other two.
Yeah, so I love those.
If you get tired of looking at those steelbooks, Tim, just let me know.
There you go.
Steelbook, you got
in on time, Hawk.
Well, you beat me on the posters.
All right. So my movie goal, once I look back at it, apparently I was wanting to watch 3 movies that were really hyped up that everybody talked about. Never seen them before, and I've got to 2 of them, so that's pretty good. 2/3. So one of them was Fargo. I will leave my thoughts for the Collectors Club stream on this one, but I got through it, so that was nice. The Exorcist. Finally,
wow.
I didn't want to buy the slipcover because it was awful, but I'm like, it got discounted. I'll take it. But it was way overhyped for me. I'm like, really? This movie is so cheesy. I was laughing. I wasn't scared at all. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like,
blasphemy, Mike.
What is it? It wasn't scary at all. I'm like,
Power price compels you.
The kid just like yelling obscenities, like cussing, throwing up everywhere. I'm like, I deal with that at school all the time. That's like normal shit for me. Like, what is this?
You work at the Exorcist.
Exorcist is 74, right? Is it 74?
That sounds right.
That sounds right.
There was nothing like that though at that time. Like,
well, I live in 2023.
Yeah.
And it did not hold up.
That is true.
And then the third one I didn't get to was Singing in the Rain. Still got to watch that one. So, but hey, 2 out of 3, that's pretty good. I'll take that.
Yeah.
That is good. That is awesome. That's really good.
Those are good picks too, Mike.
I know everybody always hyped up those movies, and so didn't really live up to the hype, but I'm happy I've got
Oh my God, I got to see what you say about Fargo. Damn.
Yeah.
I got you after the Collectors Club stream.
Well, Exorcist was a first time watch for me only like 2 years ago. I avoided it for so long because I'm not religious, and the idea of religious based horror I wasn't interested at all. I didn't care about watching Omen. I didn't care about watching a lot of that stuff. But I finally did watch Exorcist, and I freaking loved it. I thought it was great. I was like, holy shit! I waited way too long on this one.
Yeah.
But
I liked Omen a lot. I don't know. The Exorcist just wasn't hitting me.
You like Omen more than
The Exorcist?
wait.
I
I
know.
like the Pope Exorcist more than the Exorcist.
okay.
Now, KB, I don't know when you saw it, but I saw it as a midnight movie. Now, think about that. Probably 19, maybe 20 midnight movie, and the sound design on that, where all that creaking and moaning is surrounding you. I'm telling you, I nearly peed myself. It was so spooky. But again, that's the 80s, Mike, when things were scary. Not like today. Hilarious.
Not much happened in the movie, and it's like you don't even get to the priest stuff till like the very last third of the movie. It's like a lot of just talking and build up. I don't even think there's much kills in the movie. I think somebody falls out a window or something, maybe a couple times. That's about it. I'm like,
a couple times.
Like the Omen's cool. Like
you heard enough.
Window cut like that, I was shocked by it.
Mike needs a body count.
That's the thing that's the thing about The Exorcist. It's more about the creepiness, the atmosphere, everything surrounding the It's but the Omen does that. The Omen does that well as well. So
Mike, have you watched Amityville yet? The Amityville 4K?
Oh,
you can watch that.
I'd be curious on that because
the original Tim.
Yeah,
that's
I
good.
Seen either one.
I think in comparison to Exorcist and Omen, I would like to hear that.
Yeah,
free content.
Yeah.
You gotta watch that one. That one is good. That's scary. That one still scares me too. That's really scary.
He's gonna laugh.
Talk about atmosphere and
Too hype, but don't hype it up anymore because I think that's what did it. Like The Exorcist was way overhyped. People were like, "This is the scariest movie of all time." So I'm like, "Oh, okay."
It is.
Be scared.
At one point, it was the scariest movie of all time. You know, like people like when it came out, people weren't ready for it. You know, so like to see something like that and
I was
have people run out of the theater like getting sick and so
I'm actually not sure.
Once upon a time, people weren't prepared for Psycho, and today, how some people feel about Art the Clown and Terrifier, it's still happening. You know, 30 years from now, people are going to be like, Art the Clown, he's soft.
Terrifier 2 definitely got me gagging. So. That did it.
There you go.
I'm thinking Amityville might be a future Collectors Club recommendation. I'm not sure how much you're going to like it, but I feel like it should be seen at least.
Fair enough.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is it doesn't sit in that hype camp like the other two. So I think you're good at just approaching that one sort of blank.
Yeah, no, anybody like flies under the radar. It's
Yeah, I mean, Exorcist like horror stuff isn't my go-to subgenre of horror either. So it's like lower end horror for me. So like I'm easy on slashers, but exorcism horror I'm tougher on. So we'll see. All right, getting to now. Well, let's check into the comments just real quick. I think a couple more people joined in. I wanted to shout out. We got my mom here, so hello, mom.
Mega Mom.
We got Paige in here. Hello, Paige. We got Smirk88. Hey, good evening, everyone. Can't see. I'm definitely smashing that like button on the way out. Thank you so much, Smirk. We got John here saying good evening, everyone. What a wonderful night. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, and I think it's everybody saying hello to each other. Oh, yes, Adrian saying there's loads of movies I want to watch. There's always going to be more movies to watch. That's the great thing about movie watching.
Never-ending list.
Exactly. All right, so now we're getting into our second goal recap here. So, Huck, you ready for this? Did you do a little bit better on this one?
Sure. Sure.
But we'll be confident.
All right. I know the two I'm going to say for last. I'm not doing them in the same order. I want to sort of build to my success.
Build it up.
So one of them was pick 3 movies in all the genres that I hadn't seen. That was way too daunting. It's like Tim, like we're saying, if you're not in the mood at the time, it's hard to kind of pass on that. But sort of by happenstance, I met some of those goals, which were nice. So, for example, when it came to classics, I mean, thanks to you, God bless Tim, because and just in general, having falling in love with Hitchcock. So I watched like Lifeboat, and for the club, I've watched Dr. Strangelove and Wait Until Dark.
Oh, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on that.
I love Wait Until Dark.
So yeah, all I can say is it can be a lot to not say something right now. But yeah, on the Collectors Club, I can't wait to talk about that movie. But that's what I love. This is what I love, and this is slightly on a different topic. That's another one of my goals. But I don't want to pivot on that yet. But and then other things like Westerns. Suck it, Bone Tomahawk. That was no good. So that ended my Western desire right there. That was it. And then, other things like sci-fi. I went old classic, because I got this vault, this sci-fi vault thing.
That's a cool set.
And I love this Harryhausen stuff. So 20 Million Miles to Earth, It Came from Beneath the Sea, Creature of the Atomic Brain. So I did watch these. So that kind of fulfilled that. And then, it's tough with stuff like action and comedies because I'm always watching those. So, yes, I met those goals because I'm always watching those kind of things. So yeah, I feel like I did that. But I will say the category I'm most pumped, and not to mention these particular classics, but because of Tim, I bought the Audrey Hepburn collection, and I watched Breakfast at Tiffany's for the first time, and really enjoyed that, despite the great Mickey Rooney, who thankfully is only in it a short amount, but my God, the rest of it was absolutely charming. So I don't know. I feel like next year I kind of have this really good passion for old movies right now. Something about putting them in is very satisfying, at least, when you get the right ones. I wasn't as keen on Bringing Up Baby. That one didn't quite hit me like a lot of these other ones, but I do want to see His Girl Friday and some others like that. So I do feel there was a lot of success in this category, in this, goal, especially when it comes to the classics.
Nice.
Thank you, Tim.
and boy, over there, he's happy.
I'm always happy to spread the classics.
Yeah, I love the classics. Yeah.
All right, Fish.
Well, that was another area I fell short in growing up as the classics. Just classics in general, not just the sweeping ones that I was talking about before, but just classics in general. One of my goals was to dive into a little more Billy Wilder. And yeah, I did okay on this one. I watched Some Like It Hot and The Apartment.
Yeah, Some Like It Hot. I watched that too. So good.
So, and like Huck, I since I really enjoyed these, I want to dive into older film. I have seen one of my favorites is His Girl Friday. So I actually have seen that one. I really enjoyed that one. But I just brought Bringing Up Baby this past year during the Criterion sale, and I want to check that out. So a bunch of others. But Billy Wilder, yes, I did not do the greatest on. I still need to watch Sunset Boulevard and so many others. But yes, I did get these two, and I love The Apartment. The Apartment was fantastic. I love Jack Lemmon.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I loved him in Grumpy Old Man and Grumpier Old Man, but young Jack Lemmon is wonderful. He's so great. But yes, so Some Like It Hot as well. I had a really fun time with that one.
Yeah,
Tony Curtis in the when he's not talking and he just stands there and pushes his lips out, and
his daughter does it too.
Yeah, so that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that one.
That was great.
But yes, so I once again, like my epic fails, I will continue on and try and watch a little more Billy Wilder in the next year, because I really enjoy.
One thing I recommend, it might not work for everyone, but find those actors though that you do like you mentioned, Jack Lemmon, and kind of go on a little bit of a Jack Lemmon binge. And you latch on to certain actors, and that's a good way to make your way through.
Forgot. I watched Fortune Cookie too. Sorry, I forgot. I watched this one too. This was a lot of fun. So I watched this one too. So again, Jack Lemmon. So
and Huck had 12 Angry Men there. Which Jack Lemmon is so good in the remake.
Okay. Now, I bought the 4K of the Kino Lorber, so that is in that.
It's in there.
So I will definitely check that out.
I want to see the remake now because that was so good.
Jack Lemmon, it's like very tail end of his career. He is very good in it. But another recommendation then, since you showed Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau, The Odd Couple is a blast.
The original, I have yet to see that too. Yeah, they were great in this. Yeah, Walter Matthau's in this here with him. Yeah, Billy Wilder's Fortune Cookie. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. Like I said, I liked him in Grumpy Old Men, Grumpier Old Men, but young Jack Lemmon, fantastic, wonderful. So I definitely want to check out more Jack Lemmon and more Billy Wilder. So more classics.
Nice.
And a very important question from me with The Apartment. Do you consider it a Christmas movie or not?
I mean, you're asking the guy who thinks obviously Ken's gonna not like this, but thinks Die Hard is a Christmas movie. The Ref is my favorite Christmas movie. The Long Kiss Goodnight is one of my favorite Christmas movies. So I think outside the box when it comes to Christmas. I did watch Miracle on 34th Street, the black and white, for the first time this year. So I really enjoyed that one. Fantastic. Natalie Wood is wonderful. She gives side eye like nobody's business.
She was so good.
So I'm guessing.
I mean, it's I would consider it a holiday movie.
Yeah, so, it's like Christmas to New Year's.
It's a general, to me, like Trading Places. It's not so much a Christmas as it's a holiday, because it's over a period of time. It's like weeks and weeks. It even goes into New Year's Eve. So I consider it a holiday. I consider it a holiday movie. But
I had to know because I pulled it on Split the Room and it got me some good points. So I just had to check.
So with The Apartment too, when I watched that for the first time, I was shocked though that dealt with subject matter that's not really covered as much at that time. I was like, damn, this is really good.
Right. No, absolutely. You and I had done a stream on It's a Wonderful Life. So for it to talk about it back in the 40s and then, bring it up with females here in the 60s, then it's just it's heavy stuff. But I'm it's nice that it was talked about and available to be spoken. And yeah, but Shirley MacLaine, fantastic. I've always loved Shirley MacLaine. But once again, I only know older Shirley MacLaine. So to go back and see her in her heyday, I actually have seen a couple of her younger movies, like Gambit and stuff. So, but yeah.
All right, Mika, how'd you do on your next goal?
Well, not good really on this one. So for two, because Huck talks about it a little bit, but westerns. That is one. Yeah, that's one. And there's a few westerns. I actually went back and watched I tried to watch some new ones, but no. I went back to westerns that I do enjoy because I love which is so weird because I love like Tombstone and I love like Quick and the Dead and but I can't get into like when I try to watch other westerns. I'm just like, I don't know, something about westerns. So yeah, no, I didn't do. I attempted, but no.
I don't know.
I feel you massively, Mika. I'm the same way with westerns, and I bought that. What was that Criterion 4K box set?
The Bachelor set.
Yeah. So I bought that set based off. People were like, "These are some of the best classic westerns you could possibly watch." I watched the one that was said to be the best in the set, and it bored me to tears. And
I don't know. It's something about the westerns. Yeah, I just can't. Yeah, but it's so weird because, like I said, I love one of my movies. I love is like Tombstone. I love that movie. And that's like one of the best. But
I think because Tombstone blends in like modern feeling action and suspense to it, like a classic western. Oh my god, I feel like I could line up 20 of them and they're just the same movie. I know they're not, but my brain sees the same thing over and over. I can't get into westerns. I try.
Yeah. So that's a fail. And I don't even know if I'm bringing it into 2024.
When you know, you know.
That's not my genre.
All right, KB.
All right. So my next one was to collect or upgrade every feature and short made by Martin Scorsese. And I picked the perfect year to do this because it was a great year for new versions of his movies. I'll just highlight 3 of them that we know. Great.
Oh yeah, Mean Streets.
And I'm with you, Tim. I watched your video. One of the year's best right here.
Yes.
Now see, that's one I haven't seen. I haven't seen Hugo.
Yeah. So to have these 3 pop up, in the case of After Hours, from DVD straight to 4K, and be able to upgrade my Blu-rays of Hugo and Mean Streets and a whole bunch of others, I'm going to take this as a win because I would say, they say there's 27 features. I would say I have all the shorts and 24 of the 27. 23 of the 27 if you include Killers of the Flower Moon, because can't get it. But the 2 that I couldn't get on DVD, and then the Kino Lorber Blu-ray of Kundun, which is his like Buddhist movie, that's out of print, I think. So I'm still going to try to get them, but it's just going to be a little harder. But I would say 24 out of 27, I'll take that as a dub.
That's a win.
That's really good.
Win. Yeah, that's good.
No,
and I spent 25 days of this month watching them, so they're not just sitting on my shelf.
I love that combo with Christmas.
Yeah, that was good. Good for you.
But,
Uncle Marty's Christmas.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what is your favorite now out of Marty's movies? Do you have a top one?
It's still Goodfellas. It's got to be Goodfellas. Me and Susan, we love Goodfellas. But all 3 of these transfers that I showed, excellent. But Hugo, probably one of the best Arrow transfers and special features of the year, easily.
So good. It's so good.
Oh yeah. I'd never seen Hugo until this year, and I bought that 4K, and oh my god, my eyes were blown away. Anytime I would go and do a hunting video after I bought that movie, I'm like, there it is, guys. I'm gonna say it until the day I die. Grab this movie right now. Oh my gosh, fantastic, beautiful, wonderful story, wonderfully acted. The kids were fantastic. Yeah. Oh, I loved it too. Yeah, that was awesome.
For some reason, even though it's Scorsese, my mind should have said it would have been deeper, but it came out in a time of a lot of those just kind of generic YA fantasy type movies in that 2010, 11, 12 range.
Like Tintin.
And that's what I kind of thought Hugo was. I thought it was just another one of those. So I ignored it. And my first watch was on that 4K also. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, I don't just really like this movie. Like, I freaking love this movie. It's amazing. Why did I not watch this?
When the subject matter it talks about, it's fantastic. Film, film and restoring it and keeping it. And, wonderful story. Yeah.
It's a love letter to physical media collectors like us.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
That's essentially what the dude did. He collected physical media.
Yeah. Oh, I love that one so much. That's not just my favorite 4K, but like that's my favorite release of the entire year of anything. Like I love that one.
Wow.
Isn't it amazing when something has completely escaped your sight and you find it? Same thing here. I saw Hugo first time this year, and I found the Blu-ray for $1 at a dollar store. So unfortunately, that was my first view, but that is also what made me get the 4K and rank it as one of the best 4Ks. The Meggies, it was on there.
Hey, it took home an award for
I know.
What was it? Arrow, right?
Yeah. So I can't wait to rewatch the whole thing in that 4K because and that was one too. Like knowing it was about movies, it really doesn't get to that point until after the halfway mark. I'm kind of like waiting for that to show up. I'm like, I thought this was about movies, and then when it finally gets there, you go, oh, so it's a little slow burn, right? But then when it hits that burn, I'm like, okay, now I get the whole thing.
It's a very slow burn. Like for me, I really liked it by the end, but it literally took me till like the last 15 minutes to really get into the story. So it paid off by the end, but it looked nice throughout the whole thing. That's why I kept going with it. I'm like, at least it looks nice. I'll keep it going.
I was enthralled with even just him going around through the inner workings of this train station and stuff. I was just in for whatever was happening the entire movie. I'm just like, this is my type of movie. Like I can't like that is like top tier Scorsese, and no one puts it up there. And like that's oh my god, I can't say how much I love that. Like it's oh my god. I'm a Hugo fanboy now.
See, and that's another thing. That's what I love about it as well. Is like it steps outside the box of what you think Scorsese is. You think when you hear Scorsese, you're thinking Goodfellas. You're thinking the mobster movies and stuff like that. But yeah, Hugo just takes it until turns it on its head and like still gives you that great, fantastic, storytelling and visually appealing look that he gives us. So fantastic.
All right, Tim, take it away.
This will be a short one for me. My goal was to watch more silent era films. I failed horribly on this.
Those aren't easy.
So many times. The only thing I really dived into was the Freaks set from Criterion. But that was the only thing with silent era I think that I really dived into the entire year. I just wasn't feeling silent era. So I did horrible. That's my biggest failure, I'd say.
Are all those silent? Tim, all those were silent in that set? I didn't get the set, so. Are those all silent?
I've stopped Freaks before, so I didn't watch Freaks. I watched Majestic's the name of it, right? Yeah, that's the one I watched. And that was I didn't get to Freaks yet because I've already seen Freaks. But yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I can't do silent film, so yeah, don't blame me there, Tim. Like that's the one area I won't even try anymore. Like, can't do a silent movie. I just can't do it.
Metropolis.
I tried to watch Wings,
but
Wings killed it for me. Wings ruined me for all other silent movies. I can't do it. No more.
Wings is long though, too, isn't it?
I know, right?
And I remember nothing from it. Because I'm like, what is this?
There were some airplanes in it.
There was a plane.
Skinamarink.
Oh Lord. I will still take Skinamarink over it because I really can't do silent movies at all. Like I can't. It just can't happen. because it doesn't register as a movie to me in my brain. Like I need to hear somebody talking occasionally. Like I can do light dialogue films, like Quiet Place is great, like Silent Night, but I have to have somebody talking at some point.
Well, I think I would have to see that in a theater, you know, like no distractions, you know, I'm sitting down, I don't want to get up and get out. Because when I go into a theater, I always have that mental state of like, stay here. You don't go anywhere. Don't look at your phone. You're staring at the screen. You're engaged. That's how I view a theater. And when I go into a theater, that's how I view a movie. Like when I'm at home, I can get up, I can pause, I can go to the bathroom, I can do all these things. I've got all these distractions around me. So yeah, with a silent movie, I think I need to be in that kind of environment.
You like need to be locked in. You can't leave.
Yeah,
like Clockwork Orange, have the eyes open.
You know Clockwork Orange style.
So I feel I would be more into, like, say in a theater though, and it's actually the person at like the organ and piano playing music going on. That would actually be awesome. That would be really kind of cool. Live music with it. Yeah, but yeah, I'll carry this one to 24 because I need to see some of this stuff.
Don't do it.
I gotta be in the right mood. I have to be in the mood.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to me, my next goal. I did pretty good on, actually. I think I really smashed this goal. Not fully complete, but it was to dive into Wes Anderson's filmography. And I picked up a lot of his movies. Like I, saw Asteroid City, loved it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I liked it. Got Bottle Rocket, great. Let's see, The World Tenenbaums, awesome.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Rushmore is the best one by far. That's my number one favorite. I can rewatch it all the time. Love that one. Grand Budapest Hotel, really like that as well. Second favorite, Fantastic Mr. Fox. So yeah, I picked all those up this year, and I liked all of them. So I would say Wes Anderson is probably my fifth favorite director overall. So that's pretty amazing. So I still need to see like Darjeeling Unlimited, and I think there might be another one or two in there.
Fish, I feel like you have the same face I do.
Oh, you guys are Wes Anderson fans.
I have not seen a whole lot of them, but some of them, like I saw that I've recently seen the trailer for Grand Budapest Hotel, and I'm like kind of all in on that one. That one seems like a really good time to me, and I love Ralph Fiennes, so I really want to check that one out. And I've seen Fantastic Mr. Fox, and I love that one. And I've seen The Royal Tenenbaums, but it's been since the 90s, so it's been since it came out, so I really don't remember a whole lot of it. And yeah, that's probably the extent of my Anderson.
Yeah, people either love him or hate him. That's the thing. It's like you're either all into the artistic, wacky, bizarre style, or you can't get into it. Huck is can't get into it.
And look, and I like weird and bizarre for sure, but it's just something about his pace and style. It's super sometimes boring, right? Maybe I'm just seeing the boring movies, and then therefore it's like Tim, you try to put in that one movie and you're not into it, and then you just don't want to go see the other ones. Maybe the better ones I need to see those to change my mind. But honestly, Rushmore, whatever.
Oh my goodness! See,
good for you,
Huck. You're tough on the comedies, though. I know that. Like comedies have to get you just right. Yeah. Well, you said we're bringing up Baby as well. Not a fan, so.
Well, like there was just something about like the end of it. Like I was into it. Like I love the performances. I thought Katharine Hepburn was bizarre. Like she was super bizarre, but I was digging how bizarre she was. And then he was good. He's been better. Like Cary Grant, like I know this is when he was a bit younger, right? Tim, this was in his younger years.
It's pretty early in his career.
Yeah, so I think I super dig like the North by Northwest charade type Cary Grant.
Tail end.
So yeah, so those clicking with me so well, that one was a little not clicky, but I mean I still enjoyed it. It just wasn't. I again maybe it was too hyped up, and so.
Yeah, but comedy is so subjective. Like, what's funny to somebody won't be funny to another person.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, like I say, Barbie. Everybody loves Barbie on the planet except for me. I'm like, I'm not laughing at all. But you give me a Wes Anderson film, I'll be cracking up. So that's me.
Good to know.
Yeah, I didn't even think about Wes Anderson is comedy. I've never laughed.
Really? I'm laughing all the time with movies. Wow.
So, and a lot of what people like in his movies, the symmetry, the color palette,
Yeah, the color palette.
Like,
yeah,
I'm just like, nah, pass. This is just nah. I'm good.
All right.
Well, I feel good. I felt like I accomplished that goal. That one I did pretty good on.
It knocked it out. That one's great. Yeah, and a lot of those are Criterions, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, Criterion loves Wes Anderson, so
Right.
yeah. Besides Asteroid City, the rest are Criterion.
They pick directors and they go like deep into that director. So it's so crazy. If they get something in Criterion, there's a chance that later on you'll see more. So,
all right, we got Hagen jumping in here. What up? What up? Watch Flight yesterday.
That was a good film.
Great one. I haven't
Got that.
That was a
yeah.
good one.
That was good.
Adrian saying, I've seen The Exorcist and The Omen, but haven't seen Amityville Horror. We got Magic Hands. What's up?
Mike.
Tiana loves movies. Hey, everyone. Hey, Tiana. Ooh, we got Collector Movie Man with the 99-cent super chat. Thank you, Collector Movie Man. We got to give a little thank you video here. Let's see. What do we got? We'll go.
Thank you.
Thank you all so very much. Thank you to the Academy. Thank you to all of you in this room.
Thank you so much. Wow.
You are original. You are one of a kind.
Actually, having your love is the greatest award in the world every day.
Well, thank you, Collector Movie Man. All right, let's see. We got Wilkie's Movies and Music. Hey, what's up, Wilkie?
Corey.
All right, so now we're on to our third goal recap. All right, how about let's start the other way right now. Let's go, Tim. What do you got, Tim?
This will be a quick one for me again. I wanted to collect an entire filmography for someone. I haven't done that yet, and I still haven't done that yet. I wanted to do it for Audrey, still missing a couple. I wanted to do it for Bruce Campbell. I'm still missing some. I even thought, you know what? I did it. I have all of James Dean. He has 3 freaking movies. I'm missing Giant.
You're not a Western person.
Yeah.
Giant's gonna be a tough. I tried to recommend it to you in a collector's club, and you're like, no. So I'm like,
yeah, so
to help you on your goal.
I don't think I have a complete filmography for anyone. I want to do it. I want to do it eventually for someone I really like. But this year for physical media has been freaking crazy. And I'm spending so much money weekly just trying to keep up with the stuff that's coming out that I want to watch that I just, oh, well, there's always next year.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing Denzel next year. I think it's like 47 features, but there's so many on DVD still and Blu-ray. It will be, we made the joke about, go ahead, buy that on Blu-ray so they could announce the 4K.
Yeah, exactly. Once you sacrifice your dollars so I can benefit two months down the line when
I'm not the one. I'm not doing it.
Trust me, I'm usually the one.
Yeah, I mean, actors have such a large filmography. Like that's tough. That's a tough sport. Like some directors, like you can do a director usually because they have a smaller filmography, but an actor, it's like, oh my gosh, that's like half the year at least.
Yeah, don't pick Gene Hackman or Michael Caine. They got over 100 movies.
Wow.
Samuel L. never says no to a role, so
yeah. But that would be a fun person to do.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see you finish Audrey, Tim, because you're a big fan, and I think you bring a lot of attention to movies that a lot of us don't know and don't really remember. So you should definitely do that, and then show them all off. Free content. So.
Yeah, Audrey's the most doable considering her filmography is not as long as it should be, and I have a pretty fair chunk. So. And I have one of the rarest already. How to Steal a Million with George Martin. That's a fun. That's a fun movie. That's rare. That thing goes for like over $100.
Oh wow!
Is it a Blu-ray?
Really?
Yeah, it's an old Twilight Time.
Oh, Twilight Time.
See, that's why.
You start doing that, then we'll get Tiffany's on 4K. So that's how I see it.
Tiffany's needs a good like premium
Transfer
release.
period.
Yeah, it's just the same old studio release. Like, give it some love. Good gosh, we have My Fair Lady in 4K, but we don't have like Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yeah.
All right, over to KB.
Mine is also going to be quick. My third one was watch at least half of my 100 films that I miss. Yeah, I got like 23 in, so half of my half. So I'm not even acknowledging that. You know, I'll just keep doing it as I go along. So that's a fail for me.
All right, Mika.
Okay, so my third one was watch more foreign films. So I didn't really I did a lot of foreign films with some horror, you know what I mean? so that counts. So I found some cool horror films. But I actually watched more foreign TV actually than movies. So because we do a lot of TV. So yeah, I kind of met a separate goal for the TV side. Yeah, for foreign, because I think they just have the best writing compared to TV shows. So yeah, so it was a little bit of mix, but I for horror, I got some foreign in. So I'll say it's in between.
You got When Evil Lurks in, so
When Evil
movies of the year right there.
Yeah. The Speak No Evil too, and the Passenger is a good one too. Body horror, if you like it, out of Spain, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, we got to shout out another super chat. I'm blown away tonight. This is amazing, audience. But Wilkie, especially Wilkie's Movies and Music with the $9.99 super chat in here. Make sure you all are subscribed to all the 6 people on here. Thank you, Wilkie, for shouting everybody out. Everybody's links are in the description below, so definitely visit their channel, everybody. Show them some love, and show Wilkie some love, too. Wilkie has an amazing channel. Stop by his. You know, Wilkie, if you want to throw that link in the comments there, you can do that as well. And, yeah, definitely appreciate that so much. So let's
did stream on. I was watching this stream before I jumped on yours, which was really good earlier today.
Was it the P2 stream?
Yeah.
I haven't watched that in years. I'll watch the replay after I watch it because I haven't watched it in years and I want to refresh.
Why the heck is P2 not on Blu-ray? You're talking about the horror movie P2, right?
Yeah. But I have a Blu-ray over here, but I think they have one.
Does it somewhere else?
Yeah, somewhere else.
I just picked it up recently, sitting here on my desk.
So I have the funniest, well, not super funny, but a random story with P2. So I didn't know I was watching P2 when I was watching it. So I was on like a Hellraiser kick, and I was watching all these Hellraiser movies, you know, on the computer, you know, back in the day before I was collecting physical media. And I think I was on to, like, was it the 5th Hellraiser? And I heard that, the next Hellraiser movies aren't really Hellraiser films. So I'm like, okay. So, and I randomly clicked on P2. I thought I clicked on, like, Hellraiser 5. And I'm like, well, this is kind of weird for a Hellraiser movie. But people said, you know, you don't get much Pinhead in here. So it kept going along. I'm like,
no Pinhead.
No, I'm missing something here. And then by the end, I'm like, oh, wait, that was not a Hellraiser movie.
No.
So, that's why you got to buy physical media, people. So you know you're watching the right stuff. I swear it was titled Hellraiser. So, but I'm like, people said, you know, the scripts aren't really like Hellraiser-y after the 4th, so fooled me. All right. Well, anyway, thank you, Wilkie. If I can't say thank you well enough, here's someone as well.
Thank you. That's creepy.
You're gonna remember that thank you, though. All right. And then let's go ahead, and we are now on Fish. Fish, how'd you do on your next goal?
All right, the next one, I'll go with this one because this one I was kind of iffy on this one. Okay, so it was go to the movies more because I work in a theater and I should be going to the movies because I'm there.
You're
but like
right
I said
there,
in the stream,
right
I'm there. I'm usually there all the time, but I actually cut down my my schedule at the theater, so I'm not working there as much just Friday and Saturday. But I said I tell my manager on Saturday, I was like, I'll see you tomorrow. He was like, I'll believe that when I see it. You know, as the year went on, I was like, I'll see you tomorrow because I was gonna come in and see a movie. He was like, towards that, the past couple months, he was like, I'll believe it. I'll believe it. I'm like, so yeah, I'm kind of iffy on this one. So I did see some great movies. I did see Killers of the Flower Moon. I saw Barbie. Oh my gosh. What else did I see this year? Because I work at the theater, I have seen the Eras tour I don't know how many times. I have actually, I'm not a Swiftie, but I appreciate her a little bit more for some reason. I don't know. But so working in the theater, I've actually worked in the balconies a little bit more, and in the balconies it's a little easier to watch movies. I stand off to the side. So yeah, I've watched some stuff. Not to be able to watch all of it, but I've actually seen a lot of movies this year, bits and pieces. But yeah, going to the movies, not so much. But yes, the movies that I have seen, that I actually have gone to, I actually really have loved and enjoyed. So Killers of the Flower Moon is probably one of my favorites. Obviously, Killers, native, happened here in Oklahoma, where I'm from. My cousin's in it, got a couple speaking lines. My niece is in it. She actually plays Lily Gladstone and Leonardo DiCaprio's daughter. So if you check out the movie, my niece is they're one of their kids. And so yeah, it was really cool to see that. But yeah, the movies that I have seen in the theater, I really did enjoy.
Awesome.
All right, Huck.
All right, so I'm just gonna. This is a short for me too. Gonna be just like the bottom row down there, and that is staying on top of my Letterboxd.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, I was really good. I even started following a lot more people, and then it all went away. I don't know. I just, when you're a creature of habit, and the habit is not going to your letterbox. I mean, Tony's so good. I think while he's watching, he's doing his letterbox. But I mean, I'm still and now I'm super behind. I was like so happy. I'm like, yeah, look, 10 more. 10 more logs. I've seen way more. Like all these new movies and like all these classics. I haven't logged those at all. So I would call that another fail. Like even though it started off strong, but the next two I think are really good wins. But that one, that's it.
That's a tough letterbox. I mean, I've always been worried about trying to start a letterbox too for the same reason. I mean, just keeping up with it. You either have to do it while you're watching the movie, right after the movie. That's tough to get into the habit of if you haven't done it before. So
yeah, I mean, it's already tough, like watching them and then doing channel stuff. And, it's just another thing, like an obligatory thing on your list, and that's kind of what takes the fun out of it. So I don't know. I like doing it, but I don't do it. If that makes sense.
And Tim, go.
You go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, for the ones you have done, Huck, how in depth did you get with them? Did you write a review? Did you just?
I always put watched and I star everything, and then some things, if it really like for me, like Barbie was hilarious, so I left a good review on that, and some, if it was just like a cursory watch just to fill in my thing, I'll just rate it with a star, but not leave a thing. But if it really speaks to me and I need to leave a review, I'll do a review. So I did a little half. So. I did utilize the service when I used it. So
I always wondered about that, because I was like, man, I feel like I don't know, I'm not doing enough if I'm not leaving a review on something. And so I mean, I have a letterbox, but I've not left any stars or anything. I haven't hey, I've watched this and I leave it this or left a review or anything. I just opened an account and started logging the movies that I have seen, but haven't given any reviews or stars to anything too. I don't know.
There's so
I feel
much
I feel like I want to actually leave a review, but then I'm not a I don't even know. I'm not a movie critic. I'm not a reviewer. I'm just like like you said, how you feel. If it hits you, But that I don't know. That's why I haven't done it personally.
I did go through almost every year in the 80s because that's my decade. and I clicked every movie that I could remember watching and rated it. So that was like, that's when I first signed up, because that's when you're like, oh, look at this fun stuff. And then that's so exhausting because that takes so long. I mean, it took me like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month, to find all the movies I watched. And then I'm like, all right, next up, 90s. Screw that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to start.
I'm like, I don't want to do that again. It took too much time.
Yeah, but the only thing I use it for, I would like to get in the habit of everything I watch, even rewatches or older stuff, anything like that. But I'm not in that habit. But I have been using it for my 2023s. I have my own private list of all of the 2023 movies I've seen, and I rank them for myself, and that's about it. So I just keep track of what I've watched for the year, which I'm actually kind of happy. I'm at like 54 movies. That feels like a lot for me.
That is nice. That's good.
Yeah. The main feature of Letterboxd that I've been really intrigued by is just the tracking of, what kind of movies you watch. You can put them in like lists and ranks, right? And it tells you like what actor you watched the most of that year, or that as well, right?
Yeah, get that it's basically like a Spotify Wrapped, but like to do that, you need to commit to, you're gonna actually utilize it all year. If you only like kind of partially do it, the results you get aren't gonna actually be what you watched. So it's tough.
That's a big commitment. I think you guys like warned me off of it. You're like, this is too much. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe nothing goal for next year.
Yeah, like the only lists I made are all from the 80s. It's my favorite films from 1980 to 89. And then the only 2 lists outside of the 80s is my Evil Dead movies. I rank those, and my October watch list. That's the only other 2 watch lists I made outside of the 80s. So if you want to know what my faves in each 80s movie a year is, I have that. And that's it. But that was it takes a long time to do that, though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Because like I said, when I first got it, I started going through everything that I own, that I have seen, and I was like, because I had already done the Blu-ray.com and scanned everything, so I know how many movies I have and stuff like that, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. When I started doing the Letterboxd and going through and adding each one in there, and I'd already done this on Blu-ray.com, and I don't want to do this on Letterboxd now. Oh my God!
And hopefully, Letterboxd is like the go-to.
I've got over 2,200 movies. I don't want to do this anymore.
Because imagine if something new comes out in a year or two, it's like now you got to redo it all again.
I think Letterboxd has cemented itself as like the app for that specific purpose. Like it's a fantastic app. If you get to this stuff.
Do you guys do serialized too? That's for TV shows.
Yeah, so I want to try that one, but here's a nitpick. I would like the 2 things together, because if you notice also, Letterboxd has some TV, but it's like they pick and choose what is on there, and that bugs the hell out of me. Like, I was scrolling through 2023 and I run across The Curse, which I've been watching, the Emma Stone show. Like, why?
That's so good. I just started that.
Yeah, it's really good. But I'm like, why is this on here? This is a TV show. But then I look up other shows and they're not on. I think it goes
by to like network, because they'll put like some Netflix shows, like the Flanagan's and like stuff that's on cable on there. But
it bugs me. So I don't know. Maybe I just need to just focus just movies there and actually try out serialized. Is the catalog for serialized as deep as?
Oh yeah, they have a whole bunch of shows.
It would be nice to log shows, because there's entire night. I might go a week without watching a movie because I'm just watching shows the entire week.
There you go.
All right. So my next goal, this is like the one I did probably the worst on, but it was a big goal. It was to watch all the best picture winners of all time. That's a lot of movies.
There's a lot of movies.
I didn't even really
and I'm sure you've seen some of them, but yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm probably about half now, which is good. But I wanted to get, like I said, all of them in 1 year, but that is such a tough task. I probably got maybe, I didn't even really track it, probably like 5 to 10 more in. I mean, like I got Ordinary People, so I got that one in. I got The Greatest Show, awesome. And then this is really going to help me, though, my latest holiday gift. This one's really going to help me. So Huck knows what I'm talking about with that.
I do.
that
Warner Brothers.
WB box set right here. This
Oh,
has
wow.
a lot of best pictures in here, and I've already watched a couple of them. I've already seen the Grand Hotel and Mutiny on the Bounty. So yes, this is going to help me knock out a good chunk more. So that's, I guess, going to roll into the next year. But that's a tough task, and I know I will never fully complete it because I cannot watch The Artist. Like I said, silent movies I cannot do. So that's going to be the last one, and that's probably going to remain that way. I tried The Artist.
You'll miss one out of all the best pictures.
I couldn't do. I tried The Artist. I tried it. I tapped out after 5 minutes. I couldn't do it. Like I was not connecting. I'm like, why? I can't do it. Yeah, if I do it one day, it's going to be just out of obligation. Not even, there will be no enjoyment had.
That's awesome. What did you think about Grand Hotel?
It was okay. It's not like one I would rewatch again, but I get for the time why it did so well. Like the acting performances were good, but now that you've seen so many movies, it's like, okay, well, nothing I haven't seen before now. I did like Mutiny on the Bounty a little bit more. But still not one I'm like, oh, I'm gonna rewatch this all the time. I'm like, one and done. I'm good now. Checked it off the list. So
I have a buddy who has every single one, and since he's a film critic here in Kansas City, he also has like the stuff that never came out in a physical, like Coda and all that. So
I love Coda. Coda was so good.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the modern stuff. Yeah, like I've seen a lot of the 2000s, the 90s stuff. So it's more like the classic ones in like the middle area that I really need to go into.
Yeah, that's where I'm lacking too. I mean, I have seen Grand Hotel. That's why I wondered your idea on it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Of course, I love Joan Crawford. And then it's got the Barrymores. You know, Drew's legacy starts back then. With her grandfather and Drew Barrymore's grandfather and father, and the Barrymores back in the day, and great grandfather, and so she comes from that film legacy. So that's really awesome. I just wondered,
that would have even make it more enjoyable because I'm terrible at like actor names, so it's gonna take me a few different movies seeing that same actor over and over again to like really remember them because there's all like new faces to me. I'm like, I don't know who these people are.
As much as Drew Barrymore is a big name out, like Lionel Barrymore was a huge name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go watch any old Universal monster movies. You'll get a lot of faces popping up over and over and over in all the movies. They reused a lot of the same actors in those.
Well, I was going to say it depends on and all of it depends on which studio they were signed to. You know.
Yep.
So So if you're wanting to see some, I don't know, some Joan Crawford, you'll look for some MGM stuff, or
All right, let's go back around again, Tim.
Okay, this one I'm actually very, very happy with. I never really have partaken in certain themed months that specifically I wanted to do Noirvember, and I actually did it, and I was very happy with it. And the funny thing is, I forgot that I planned to do it based off this stream in the beginning of the year, but it came around to Noir November, which was also Criterion sale. Criterion has a lot of great ones. So I gave that a rewatch first time for the 4K, and it was amazing. High Sierra is freaking awesome. Pick Up on South Street. Like, this doesn't get talked about much. Really good one. The Game, going with a little bit newer. Mildred Pierce, freaking great. And then even outside of Criterion, Desperate Hours from Arrow, awesome release, great movie. So I had an awesome November. I had a really, and that's just some of the stuff I picked out. I watched way more than that. So I had a really good November with noir movies. That's by far the one I checkmarked the best.
Yeah, that's a genre I need to dive more into. Like, I feel like I've only seen a handful of noir movies, but thanks to you, Tim, I've seen a little bit more because I saw Mildred Pierce as well, and I'm like, evil daughter.
Terrible, oh God, Vera is one of the great villains in movies. She's terrible.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Joan Crawford, fantastic movie. Love that.
Joan Crawford. Mildred bent over backwards to do everything she possibly could for her daughter, and that daughter was such an ungrateful. I just wanted to strangle her. Oh my god!
If I could reach through the screen, yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. KB.
So my fourth one was watch and log back to Letterboxd. And Letterboxd more movies than I did in 2022. So in 2022, I logged 303. Ooh. And I personally want to take time out to thank all my guests in spooky season and my movie challenge for this month, because I got not the 365 average one a day, thank you COVID, but 312. So
you just beat it.
Just beat it. You know, and if you add in, you know, Beyonce Renaissance Tour, if you want to call that a film too.
That was so good.
Sure. Concert film. Put it.
Yeah.
I love it.
But I was watching a couple of movies before we came on, and I was like, hey, this counts. So I just threw them in as well. But even then, it would be 310 instead of 303. So goal accomplished.
Awesome.
Wow. I am impressed.
I still like to do one a day. I'd like to average one
I
a day.
I do one a day too, but I'm like, I'm bad with Letterboxd, so.
Yeah. That's the thing, to watch it and then log it. That's the hard part sometimes.
I don't think I could do. I would love to do 365, the one a day. I know Tony does one a day also, but like I said, I might have a day where I watch 3, and then I'll go the next 7 just watching TV shows. Mm-hmm. Then I might have a week of all movies, and then another week of no movies. So I don't know.
Then throw some reading in there too, because I have my schedule for my reading.
Maybe I should do the Letterboxd for the. I would love to do it for the whole year, because I actually see how many movies I legit do watch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's in the 200, like maybe low to mid 2s. Mm-hmm. I watch a lot of TV. Mm-hmm. So.
Tim, I'll tell you my method. So I was watching. We watch Priscilla at home, and as soon as the movie started, somebody said, "What's the name of that actress?" And I opened up Letterboxd, and I just kept the app open. So then, as the credits were rolling, I swipe back over to the app, and then I gave it my rating, review, done.
So, do you use Letterboxd in the same way then as like I use IMDb on almost every movie, because I get in this habit of I do look up actors and stuff and see connecting points, director, the writer, but I love the trivia, the IMDb trivia. Yeah. I go to that at the end of almost every movie. So if I get myself in the same habit of at the end of the movie going to IMDb, going to Letterboxd, that would be cool. But I wish the two were together.
I say if you do it in one place, I think you're fine. So if you do it almost every time for IMDb, I think it's fine. Some of these apps have import and export options. So I know you can export your Letterboxd. I don't know if you could export IMDb, but it'd be cool if you could like transfer it from one place to another.
Yeah. God, I like live off that IMDb trivia though. Man, I love that.
Yeah, it's fun stuff.
Yeah, and the awards too. They have a little award tab, and you can go. I love that.
Like all of that stuff. I watched May December last night after that Maestro, but I enjoyed May December. The score started going, and I'm like, I really like this music, so I'm looking up who composed this, and it leads me down like a rabbit hole. And I freaking love IMDb.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least you're doing something. I mean.
All right, Mika.
Okay, so I didn't do this one, but so start a movie, like a movie club. I didn't personally start a movie club, but I did participate in some friends and then some other people's movies club. So maybe that count a little bit, but I didn't create my own. And I wouldn't even have time to do it. So I'm not even going to carry that one over either. But I like the idea. And another plug for Corey's channel too. Yep. I love what he's doing over there in terms of
movie club,
incorporating that movie club. So plug over there for that. I really love that.
Oh yeah. All right, over to Fish.
All right. Well, one that I really partook in I was talking about the documentary The Celluloid Closet in this Sony Pictures Classics set. Don't know if anybody else got to check that out this year, but it's a fantastic documentary. Fantastic documentary. Goes through homosexuality throughout film, all the way from silent films up through the 90s. Wonderful documentary if you like documentaries. But I did, and I got to revisit some old favorites, like these two here. Got these on Blu-ray this year, so these are upgrades. But I got the color purple on Blu-ray and Cabaret. I did also grab the color purple on 4K, so I need to watch that. But yes, I delved into those. I watched My Man Godfrey. I watched The Boys in the Band, which is a first time watch for me. This was fantastic. I think there's a Netflix movie with all updated actors. It's obviously a Netflix, but all the actors in the Netflix version are all out gay actors. So you've got like Matt Bomer, Zachary Quinto, and a lot of fantastic actors in that. I watched Cruising with Al Pacino for the first time. William Friedkin, that was awesome. That was a different dark take on gay subculture in New York City in the 80s. So I really enjoyed that one. And I believe there's a documentary that James Franco did about one of the scenes or something in there that I really want to check out. But yeah, it was diving into more of the movies and deal with homosexuality that I wanted to dive into this year. I did a lot of that in Gay Pride Month. So for June, I watched a lot of these movies. So yeah, and I want to continue that because there are some that I didn't watch. So like some of the classics, I think I talk about Rebecca and the older one, but stuff that's like very is it under like on the cue, you know, like underneath, very subtle for back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, you know. But then there are some others that I just bought.
Detective, have you seen Rope?
Yes, I love Rope. I actually watched Rope last year for the first time. I love Rope. It's one of my favorites.
That's a great.
It's very under. Yes, very under the radar. Yeah. The two main characters. I don't want to spoil anything, but yes, they're
right.
Yeah.
Have you seen Children's Hour?
Oh no.
No, with Audrey and Shirley MacLaine. No, that's on my list. Absolutely. No, I definitely want to see that one because that one. In the documentary, they actually talk about that one quite a bit. So that's really one that I really want to check out because, the acting between the two main characters, and it's almost like an atonement kind of thing. If anybody's seen The Atonement, with Saoirse Ronan and Keira Knightley, it's kind of got that vibe to me, but I don't know because I haven't seen it yet. It's about a kid seeing something mistakenly, thinking is something else, and So I really do want to check out Children's Hour. That's one on my list, definitely.
We're going to be talking that one on the next Collectors Club because I actually recommended that one to Derek. So Derek will give his thoughts on whether he liked it or not. Hopefully he liked it.
Oh, nice. Oh, I definitely have to check it out before that one. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah. But yes, that's definitely on the list. Like I said, amongst others. I mean, it's almost 100 years of cinema, you know, that you could dive into, like all kinds of stuff with, like little side characters or even just little, you know, So, anyways, I think I did very well on that one. I of course, I'm going to continue this on because there are so many other movies that deal with homosexuality that I have not checked out. But yeah, I feel very proud about that one. Proud.
Yeah, I just watched the Color Purple for the first time today. Actually, that was wonderful. So that was my first time seeing that one.
Did you like that one?
It was fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Walk away.
We're done. But it was really hyped up once again. Like, I mean, it was filmed really well and everything like that.
You're crushing me right now.
No, like it's solid. I don't know. Like every time I see a movie, usually it's going to be in like the 3 out of 5 range. Like well-made movie, solid enough, happy I've seen it, but not one I'm going to rewatch often. So it was solid, but it's not like I loved it.
Oh,
No, I can get you saying, okay, I can get like that. I mean, like say that it was fantastic, and I may not ever watch it again, but I'm glad that I did watch it.
Oh
Is that
yeah,
what
I'm
you're kind of
super
saying?
happy I watched
Okay.
it because it's a Steven Spielberg film, and you could tell. I mean, just how it was filmed was excellent. I mean, Spielberg, he never misses. So I had to watch it for Spielberg alone. So yeah, yeah. Okay. You guys know me. You guys know my taste. You know, it's not like I'm where it's like, oh, Shazam 2. Like, I'm like, yeah, superhero movie.
I was gonna say, it's a rough watch. It starts out to be a very rough watch.
Oh,
and
that was another
it,
thing.
yeah.
Yes, that was another reason why I didn't really love it, because people were awful to each other in
Yes,
the movie.
yeah.
Like,
Some of the worst
everybody
people
was
ever.
awful to everybody except for, the two sisters and the love thing and all that. By then, that was really nice. But everybody else was just awful, like all the beating and all that. Like, that stuff to me is really tough to watch, even though that's realistic and all of that. It's tougher to watch for me.
Shazam 2 in color purple.
I love Shazam. Shazam is a 5 out of 5.
Okay. Minka, don't ask a question you don't know the answer to.
Stuff like that is tough to watch, and it's not happy to watch, but it's to downplay it would be a disservice too. Like, I don't know if you ever saw Mudbound. Who saw Mudbound?
Oh, that's so good.
Mudbound is fantastic. And there is difficult parts in that movie to watch, but if you water it down to make it easier to watch, you're doing a disservice to what people actually went through.
Yeah. Pariah too. Another
Criterion.
Reeves film, Pariah, throw out there. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, Dee Reese.
Oh, another good one I watched recently. I'm sure, Fish, have you seen it? Party Monster. That one.
Yes, I love Party Monster.
That was a first time watch for me. I'm like Macaulay Culkin in here. I forgot what the other actor's name was, but the one from Austin Powers,
Seth Green.
Yeah,
that's. I didn't to think that it's based on a true story that actually happened.
That was That was such a dark story too. That was another one that was tough to watch. I'm like,
oh my god, to think about what they did. Yeah, I mean, just thinking about what they did. Like. Yeah, no, Party Monster. That aside, is a lot. It's really cool to dive into the world of Club Kids at that time. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one as well. So I loved like subculture like movies, like Cruising was like the gay subculture of the leather world, and then you got Party Monster with the Club Kids of the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna check out Cruising. I never saw that one.
Oh yeah, Cruising's great. Yeah, check it out.
Al Pacino. We're supposed to do a review on it, but COVID.
Has anybody seen the new Color Purple?
KB, no, I want to see that.
Right? You saw the early show.
I went to an early screening of it. It's so weird because I've gone from the Alice Walker book to the Spielberg movie. To the Broadway musical and now the movie musical. And I would say if you've seen the Broadway musical, about 80% of the music is different. But I'll say this, all the staple lines that you saw probably in the film since you just watched it, like Anything Come For Me and Until You Do Right By Me, all those things, they carry through. So it's kind of like there's connective tissue in each version from the literary all the way up to the second movie. So it's different enough to be interesting, but there's a lot of similarities as you go from one to another. So
yeah, I'm gonna see that one this weekend. So yeah, I like musicals though, so that's what I'm excited about, the music.
Well, that should be good then.
Yeah, I love the Broadway play. I was able to see that twice, the Broadway play.
Nice.
Yeah, I've read the book. Obviously, seen the movie over and over and over again, but I have not seen the musical. Well, yeah.
Thanks.
So I was kind of iffy coming into this new one coming out. So I'm like, I mean, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm gonna go watch it, but because I love musicals and I love this movie. But I don't know. I was like, my whole mindset is like, how it's always been is like, no, how it's always been. It's like, why are we making a musical out of this? Why does it need a musical? Like Mean Girls. Does Mean Girls need a musical? Do I need a musical for this? Do I need a musical for that? Do I need a musical for all this and that? And then I mean, it's like, I don't know. My mind just like there for a while. It just got overloaded with them making movie musicals for Broadway, and I was like, I was kind of over it, and I was like, whatever. I mean, because I love the music that's in the Spielberg version. You know, the score, the singing. You know, absolutely. Miss Seeley's Blues and
Well, Mean Girls the musical was cute, by the way.
It was good. I saw that one on Broadway too.
It was cute.
I'm curious though. You brought up Mean Girls. That's 2 movies in a short span of movies that are adapted from the Broadway and not a remake of the movie. I wonder if we're going to see that as more of a thing. Can you imagine, like right now, Back to the Future is a Broadway play? Could you imagine they skirt around the you can't remake Back to the Future by doing an adaptation of the Broadway play?
I mean, this might be the decade of musicals. I mean, we got so many musicals recently, like Wonka was a musical, so there's been lots of musicals. But you know what's funny? They've been hiding that they were musicals, though.
Yeah.
Like when you see the trailers, you don't really see
Mean Girls has no music in that trailer. I was like,
so I don't know why they're hiding it. Maybe they don't think they'll do well.
The bad part about that is it just looks like a full-on remake, which who wants to see that? So you need to show that it's different.
Like the first one was
I don't need to see another version of that. Tell us it's a musical. So anyway.
I bet they're afraid they'll lose people with the musical, baby.
Well, they'll find out the hard way then. They're like, what is this?
When they get up and walk out.
But the fact
and ask for a refund.
The fact that Tina Fey has full involvement, though, is pretty
awesome.
I
love Tina Fey.
Well, that's the same thing with Color Purple. I mean, Spielberg, Oprah, P. Jones, they're all executive producers. So I think they made sure that the Walker book was well represented in the movie, and everything else was secondary. So, you know, Miss Seeley is Miss Seeley. So it's all the same.
Right. Like I said, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna, you know, I'm probably gonna enjoy it because, you know, I love. I don't even know who all's in it. Taraji P. Henson, Fantasia.
Haley Berry, or what's her name? That was
Halle Bailey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, from Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Halle Berry. It's Halle Berry.
He's not in
it. All right. Over to Huck.
All right. So my top 2 I'm most proud of. So little did I know that number 2, which is get more recommendations from you guys, would become a thing with the Collector Club. And so just by absolute happenstance, I've been getting a lot of great recommendations and giving recommendations, and that's been a real highlight for my year. And you know, some some suck too. Like for every Tim gets things, I get Bone Tomahawk, you know. But there's still some really great ones out there. That
Collateral Beauty you got.
Collateral Beauty, that was good, and I'd seen that just by you, recommending that. I found it, so a lot of things lined up nicely. I literally bought that. Wait Until Dark, Tim, because you talked about it so long ago. It was still wrapped. And so when you were doing your classes, I'm like, please give that to me. Give that to me. So I got to unwrap it, open it, and then that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Did it hold up to my expectations? You'll find out.
So for some of this stuff in our Collectors Club chat, we have to like run the stuff by each other because there's stuff we've seen.
We've seen too many things.
Yeah. So I throw out who hasn't seen Wait Until Dark. First person that hasn't, it's yours. And Huck was on that within seriously, like so quick. And then Derek,
I'm like, what is the shortest thing I can type? Me, enter. because I'm also on the West Coast. They start talking really early in the morning, and I'm the last to chime in. I'm like, damn, all the good stuff's gone. So luckily that was midday, and I'm like, hey, I'm here, me. I was like, I still would have fought for it.
Derek missed that one, so Derek got children's.
Well, good riddance. So.
I wasn't trying to go for it at all. I'm like, I've never heard
I know.
of it. So somebody else go for it.
So yeah, so that's been super good, and I'll play into some of the other like a recommendation, but I'll get into my last one. You'll see why. But yeah, so that's been just super fun, and a lot of great movies I've experienced just from this. So I can't wait to kind of keep that going just organically into the next year. So very excited.
All right, my next goal here. Actually, I did terrible on this one. This was actually probably even worse than the last goal. So I wanted to see even more Alfred Hitchcock movies because he's one of my favorite directors. But the problem was I already seen a good chunk of his. I already think I saw like 23 of them, and then they weren't releasing them to physical media. They were doing the Universal stuff I already had with their Volume 3. I'm like, I've already seen those ones. There was no other new ones coming out. So I'm like, what do I do now? And I should have gone back to Criterion, picked up the few I didn't have from them. So I completely failed on this one. I did get, like, saw Lifeboat, right? That was a recommendation. So I did see Lifeboat finally, which was good. Very solid. Again, I say a 3, right? 3 is not bad, people. 3 is solid. 3 is very solid, okay? But yeah, that was the only other new one I saw. And I'm like, man, this is one of my favorite directors. I should have got at least like 3 or 5 in. So that one I'm ashamed of. That I got to add more next time.
So you get more of his like British era.
Yeah. Did I send you the list, Mike?
Well,
because when I completed the filmography, I made a list with like the best format and what studio to get it from. So I don't know if I sent that to you.
No, you have it. If you have it though, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
So is
That'll
it
be very helpful, yeah.
Kino, Criterion, and like Universal have covered a fair chunk of them.
Yeah. Then you have your onesies like To Catch a Thief is on Paramount.
Yeah.
You have the
really
the British independent films ones.
I got some cheesy DVD. Yeah.
Things like that. And yeah,
because he has what, like 50 or so of them.
I used to know that's trivia. I don't know right now. I'd have to look.
Right, I want to say 52.
Yeah, and I've only seen I've seen 24 now, so there's still a good chunk for me to get.
Mike.
That's very good.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen all the popular, well-known ones, the ones that everybody talks about. I've seen those ones.
The hardest ones really to find, I think, are the Warner Home Archive ones. But you could even get those too. Like Mr. and Mrs. Smith on Blu-ray was out for a limited time. You could get it on DVD though if you're not afraid of DVD. Kino has a lot. Criterion, of course, has a lot, and Universal has most of them, including North by Northwest on the Blu-ray. But you'll never see it on the 4K unless they get that license again. That has to be a standalone 4K release.
Probably, yeah.
Found that in St. Louis when we were out and about.
I remember that.
It's so good. That's the movie that got me started on Hitchcock last year. And had that not been a masterpiece, I would have stopped. But it was so good. It rolled me into Rope and then Rear Window. Masterpiece. Yeah. And then I was all in. I'm like, I love this guy. And boom.
It was like, does he not quit?
Hey, Huck, show us it's real. Make a trip to South Dakota.
Yeah.
That's when we know it's real.
All right. See what I can do.
Going over Route Restaurant,
Yeah. Go
hey, they had that at Universal Studios back in the 80s and 90s. You could go and fall off the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, really? That's cool.
And they would pull it I laid in a chair and the camera lens is right in front of your face, and then it just pulls up, and you're laying on a green screen floor, and so you just go like you're falling, and then they show you the film at the end. I'm like, Hollywood magic. That's why I'm here.
That's cool.
Not exactly Hans Gruber, but
Yeah, I did what I could. Pre-Gruber.
All right.
One.
Getting to our final round here, our fifth and final goal. Hopefully we accomplish these, but we'll see. Let's start with Mika this time.
Oh, so I'll hit on because it was part of Huck's first one, and that 52. week challenge. It was kind of hard because I think too a little bit of as a combination of things. One, when you get to a certain week like a Western, I'm not in the mood to watch the Western. Right. And then we fell into months where we were doing, because we try to do something every month too, where I kind of got a theme going with another month. So trying to incorporate the movie with a theme I already got going. So I did like one, I did more than the 1 and 2 though, but I say I did maybe
3 or 4.
No, I did a little bit better than that. Maybe like 15.
Hey, that's good. That's not bad.
And then it just plateaued. But I'm really gonna try to go strong in 2024. But that was the barriers I saw, kind of just like kind of get into like a genre that you really aren't in the mood for that week.
Yeah.
Or like really staying consistent when you have like other movies you might want to prioritize a little bit more. But I'm gonna try to stay with it, because I did like sometimes how it make you think outside of the box. Because sometimes getting different things that might come up, like a documentary, it kind of exposes you to maybe film you might not really have, been on your radar. So I do like that piece of it. So I'm going to try to do it again next year.
Where's this list from?
It's on the book. I got the book. It's from Amazon, KB. I can send a link to it. It's a book it's like $9 on Amazon. It's like a 52-week challenge. They even have it on Letterboxd. You can pull it up on Letterboxd and it'll tell you all the categories. I'll send that too, and it'll tell you week by week which film to do, like documentary, Western, biography, like things.
I'd like to try that.
Yeah,
I'd like to try that.
Good luck.
Right. Over to KB.
All right, number 5, and this is because it hits my pocket. And before I even say it, I'm going to give Mike some kudos, because as many reviews I see him throw up in a week, he's at the movies. He's using his membership or whatever. So my number 5 was
money with that one.
Mine was make better use of my AMC A-list membership. And last year I saw 32 in the year. I didn't quite make it this year. So I averaged 2 a month. I did 24. So I'm pushing that. I'm going to try that again because I'm still paying for it. So I'm going to try that again in 24. Up it. I want to get to like three a month, because you pay for 3 a week. So if you could get 3 a month, so we'll see.
No, wait, what's the ones you guys have? What's the ones?
I have Regal Unlimited.
Yeah, I have the Regal card too.
Yeah. AMC is based in Kansas City, so I have AMC A-list. You see up to 3 movies a week, any format. So it's still limited, but 3 out of 7 days of the week, I'm not running up in the theater that much. So you get about 12 to 15 movies a month.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually fun. AMC has that. Regal has that. I have Cinemark. Cinemark is terrible.
Yeah.
Cinemark is, what is it, $8.99 a month. You get a single ticket for the month. Like one single ticket. And you can, let it go to the next month. But there's no, I could watch X amount of movies a week, you get 1 ticket a month. So
wow.
It's
not a deal.
Yeah, Cinemark.
At AMC.
I could spend the day and watch 3 movies in a row and use up my allotment for the week. In any format, because we have Dolby Cinema, we have IMAX, now we have laser projector theaters, so I could use any of them.
Oh, KB, they don't give you an extra charge for the premium screens at all? Oh, no. That is awesome. Oh, yeah.
They have that partnership with, they have that partnership with Dolby, so they have Dolby Vision projectors, Dolby Atmos, and it's the same thing, no extra costs. But I think mine is the most expensive.
Yeah, if I want to do IMAX, they'll like charge me $8, which is still way cheaper, so I'll take it. But
yeah.
I think.
What do you pay, Mike? What do you pay a month?
It's under $20. So you're in an expensive area, huh?
Yeah, mine's $23.99.
I'm in the $8.99 area. So mine is $23 paid off.
How about look at that? We have AMC here. We have Showcase and AMC.
I think the AMC is worth it, especially if you have like a dope theater nearby that has like an IMAX and has
we have a nice one.
Yeah, definitely. Anything that comes out in Dolby, I should see it that like opening weekend. That's how you get your money's worth.
Well,
Yeah,
and
I
the
mean,
key
if you
too is
see
like
two
is
movies, right? You break even in the month. 3,
Yeah.
you get the value. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing about getting it though, like the reason I got it, Mike, because I saw you using it all the time, is to force me out to the theater more. If I have the card, and believe me, 2 months went by and I didn't use it, and I was like, damn it. But you know, life and family get in the way. But then and then a month came and I hit 4, and I'm like, cool. I was gonna see 2 today, but there wasn't another movie I wanted to see before the stream. So all I squeezed out was Aquaman 2. So I wanted to see Poor Things, but they didn't have that at the theater.
I saw that on Christmas Eve, and I'll probably go and see another one tomorrow.
Nice.
You know, you guys are making me jealous. You all have that available, and I don't.
Yeah. I got an $8 one movie. That's bogus.
I was going to say, all you have is a Cinemark near you, or
yeah. So let me say, there is a Regal that is a little bit further, but it is one of the worst theaters I've ever walked in.
Yeah, we have a Regal too.
My theater's pretty bad. I'll be honest.
The
Regal.
Cinemark is actually a great theater. Like, it's well maintained, nice screens, nice seating, but it just doesn't have a good pass. And I think part of
good merch. Cinemark has good merchandise too.
They didn't struggle during the pandemic like the other chains did. Like, the other chains were like seriously hurting and barely going by, and Cinemark, I think, stayed in the black the whole time because they don't. I guess because they cheap out on a lot of shit. But they were in the black the entire time. They did the best throughout the whole pandemic. So I guess they feel they don't need to have that pass, which sucks.
Yeah, my Regal is still hurting, but it's awesome for me because now they just introduced refillable popcorn buckets and drink cups. So I just thought that. I'm like, man, I'm going to save so much money on popcorn and drink cups. Oh my gosh.
We buy one, we dump it, share it, go get the
Totally, right?
Yeah, the local-ish Regal, I mean, they can give me free tickets and I won't go. It is.
Yeah, we have a Regal like that too. Yeah, we got a Regal like that too.
Oh, that's sad. That's sad. I like mine. Regal bought my theater actually, and mine was an independent owned. Like there's this Mr. Warren, KB, probably Warren Theaters in Kansas City, I think. There's Mr. Warren owns and builds a couple of theaters. He has them. He sold some to Regal, and ours was one of them. But ours was one of his independents, and it's gorgeous inside. I'll give you guys. I need to do that one day. Just go to work and like give you guys a tour of work, and like it looks fantastic. It gives me old Hollywood. It gives me old Hollywood feels. Like when I walked inside for the first time, even before I worked there, I went and saw a movie. I was like, oh my gosh. And so I whenever somebody says my Regal sucks, it looks like, I'm like, oh my god, mine's fantastic. But mine was independently owned before. It wasn't a Regal. So Mr. Warren has a couple theaters that he owned, and then he sold them off. But we were independent, and then
the weird thing is though, the Cinemark is a good 15 years older than the Regal. Like the Regal is the newer one, and it's in terrible shape.
Terrible.
All right. Just to keep it moving along, over to Tim.
So mine was to watch more 70s movies because I saw a lot of like the big marquee pinnacle stuff, but 70s kind of felt like the one decade I watched the least from. I watched a lot of old classic stuff, a lot of 80s forward, and I just kind of neglected the 70s. I did okay this year. I'm not going to list everything I saw 70s, but like I watched Phantasm for the first time. I dug that one. Wicker Man, Marathon Man, that was great. I really dug that one. Mean Streets, Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, Enter the Dragon. Like some really, really good 70s stuff I watched. I watched a lot of other ones. I say I met that goal. I was happy with it.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I like with you running down that list, I was like, man, I didn't realize like the 70s like had so many great movies. I mean, trust me, I know they do, but it's like you reading them off as a list. I was like, wow. Okay, I watched that one too. Okay, cool. Yeah. But yeah, like 70s. Yeah, it's my decade. I was born in it, but I don't know many movies from it. Like you said,
I think
I know more of the.
Yeah, I think
yes, I know more of the larger ones like Jaws, Exorcist, things like that. But
yeah,
like
I think I didn't watch 70s as much though for so long because it's such a gritty, serious decade for the most part, and for a long time, that's not what I wanted. So you watch 80s, it's a fun decade. 90s is fun going forward. Classic movies that have serious, but it's a different tone. But 70s is isolated as such a unique decade, and I for such a long time I'm like, I don't want to dive like super serious movies in the 70s. So you have to get like the right frame of mind and tone for some of them. So that's why I guess I just skipped it for so long.
All right, over to Fish.
Okay, this one I am most proud of because I took a whole month and dedicated to it. I did a Spy September. I wanted to watch more James Bond movies. I am so proud of this one.
Nice.
I actually bought the set during Prime days. Yes, I went to town on this sucker. Okay, Sean Connery, amazing. I really enjoyed the George Lazenby, the one and only solo that he did. I really enjoyed that one. Roger Moore was my Bond. That's the one I grew up with. It's pretty much the only one the Bonds I had ever seen. Octopussy was my favorite.
That is good.
Growing up, because it's the one I saw the most of. Dalton. Okay. No. I enjoy him.
Wow.
Brosnan. Oh my gosh, love Brosnan as a Bond. Fantastic. Craig, good. I really enjoyed Craig. I really did. So going back and then, so I had watched Austin Powers before I'd seen like some of the older like Bond movies. Then when I watched the older Bond movies, like there's that one gag in the first one where he's like, "That's a man, baby," and like, oh my god, it happened so early on in this series where "that's a man, baby." I'm like, oh god, so good. I know I was supposed to be in it and watching it. It's supposed to be espionage and but when that happened, I just died laughing because I'd seen Austin Powers before. But yeah, I really enjoyed the series. It's so much fun. The gadgets, the cars, the actors, the women. Me as a gay man, I love the women in this series. Like they went from somewhat demure kind of save me to towards the end where you get Michelle Yeoh and you get Halle Berry and you get badasses. You get badass women like counterparts, like equals to, and even like sometimes better than, so I really enjoyed the series. I will definitely be watching this more and more. But yeah, I think I'm still more of an 80s, 90s Bond guy. Although I did enjoy the Connerys. But those were slower paced. I didn't enjoy the stories, but but for me, I took away from it. I loved the gadgets and the women and
Fish,
don't forget about Pussy Galore. She was a real ass back in the day.
We talking give it up to Maud Adams for being two Bond girls. Yeah, for being a Bond girl in two different movies. Yeah, I forgot to call her out for that.
Fish, I was gonna say, have you seen the Lazenby documentary at all?
That's
I think
great.
it's on.
I have not.
It's so good. It's fascinating to see why he was only in one movie. It's really
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll definitely check that out. Okay. All right.
Do you remember what it was called?
I was just about to ask.
I don't remember, but it's fantastic.
But it's so good. It's very
you really see where he dropped the ball, man.
Yeah.
It's like,
they're like, hey, you want to sign on for all these movies? It's like, nah, I'm good.
Nope.
I'm like, what are
and
you
he
doing?
literally tricked his way into the role. He didn't even know how to act. He just acted like he knew how to act.
He got the correct suit and everything and just snuck
He was
in.
in. Yeah.
There you go. I give it up to a great actor.
Exactly.
All right.
It's called Becoming Bond.
Oh yeah.
Right. Oh, that's right. Oh, okay.
2017.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that. I haven't seen that. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
A documentary comedy. Okay.
There's
Never heard of that
laugh
before.
All right. Huck.
All
your
right,
first
so
role. You said you
my
were building
number-
up to success, right? So this one you really
Well,
didn't.
success to a good degree, not perfect, but this is KB. This is for you, bud. My number one was to watch more Martin Scorsese. He was a big hole in my viewing, and that's why when you were killing it in December, I was like, man, I wish I was doing that with you.
You should have.
I know, right? But I mean, like my nights, I just don't have that kind of free times. Like Tim, you say you watch a movie one day and then TV another, and I'm in bed, with the wife, and she's fading fast. I'm like, I'm going to put in a Martin Scorsese movie because
That's what I did.
But if it keeps her awake, so I'm like, I'll watch it some other time. So, so here's so I got through, so I've seen now. King of Comedies is one of the first ones I started with that I'd never seen. I freaking love that. I even recommended that one to Tim. Hugo, Irishman, Wolf of Wall Street still is my favorite. I absolutely love. I mean, the acting in that is absolutely banging. And then here are the ones that I picked up to try again. Of course, Raging Bull. I gave a shot and gave up on because it wasn't hitting me right. I've never seen Casino, and that was
so good.
So I'm super excited. I know, I got to find out. And then, of course, I've seen Aviator, but I got this one with Shutter Island, which I haven't seen. So I was serious about it. I took it serious, KB. I went out and I started buying all of these.
How much have you heard about Shutter Island? Do you know much?
I just know it's kind of like Martin's horror movie. That's kind of all I know. I'm trying not to learn too much about it and the twists or anything.
Yeah,
that's good. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it that way.
Yeah. And I know back in the day I've seen Taxi Driver, but the beauty of getting old is I completely don't remember it. So I can watch it again. It'll be like watching it the first time. I'm not lying about that. Let's see. Okay. And look, I know it hurt. Oh, I rewatched Color of Money, held up great. I freaking love Color of Money. Nobody talks about Love and Color of Money. I love that, and I hate to say it because no one else feels like me, but this is why movies are subjective. After Hours just didn't care for it. Like to me, what this feels like, it's like so. I'm sure everyone knows the gimmick is all this stuff happens to him in one night, and then it's all back to normal the next day. It just feels like if a director was a new director and he was looking for a hook to be kitschy with, I'm going to use that to make my first movie. That's kind of what it felt like to me. Like, it's just like everything was so conveniently connected that it bothered me. I'm like, come on, all of that, like Terry Garr's got a freaking bagel from the girl. Enough. Like, there wasn't one thing not connected. If something was just not connected, okay. Like, and I was in like halfway through, like, I love that he went to the subway and the subway raised their price, which is why he couldn't get on the subway. I loved it. So that was the springboard to getting caught and stuck. But then it was so ridiculous to me. Like, I'm like, Martin, like if Martin made this today, it would be so much better. Like, it was just, he'd find other nuances to grab onto, but everything was so wrapped up with a nice bow. And I'm so used to his stuff not being so wrapped up in a bow. So I wish I was with everybody else, but that one didn't hit. And that's a criterion. That's a tough nut to bite when it's like $25 and then it's like doesn't hit your fancy. So because of that, and Tim giving his review on Mean Streets, I went, I'm gonna not buy Mean Streets. Because these were roughly, I think they're back to back. I think it was, they're really close together. And I'm like, maybe I'll just find Mean Streets and watch it, and if I like it, I'll pick it up. And that's what I want to do more of. Yeah, I want to do more of that. Is if there's a movie I just want to see, I'm just gonna get the blue. Like, I really want to see Double Indemnity, but no offense, but I'm so nervous now because this didn't hit me. That and
See,
I love Double Indemnity. That I feel like I'm gonna buy it and not
turn on TTM on a Sunday night. I
yeah,
guarantee
that's what I said.
you,
I always,
it's gonna be
that's
on.
what I do. I always gotta watch it first before I buy it.
I'm gonna take the page out of the Mika book. There it is.
Yeah, watch it first. Yeah.
So
I'm so bad about that. I'm so bad about that. Watch it first before you buy it. I'm like, all right, well, no, let me just buy it and then I'll watch it and then
yeah.
If I don't like it, I don't want it sitting on. I don't want it
taking up space. You know, I get that.
And I did a lot of that with all of our recommendations with the Collectors Club. Is if I don't own it, I'm gonna find it for streaming because I don't want to. Mike's the opposite. He's like $40. I'm getting it. And I'm like, dude, it's a recommendation.
Hey, I'm relying on you guys. I'm hoping.
I know. Don't do it, man. So I did pretty good, KB, but I got to do more. About halfway through, like I haven't seen like some of his older stuff, like Gangs of New York. Is that what it's called?
Gangs of New York. Yeah.
So yeah,
that's on one of the streaming services.
Is it on Max?
Yeah, bring it
yeah,
up.
I think it's on Max.
Max.
So, Max. Okay, I'll check it out. Anyway, so I'm
right. Hey, Huck, I'm right there with you. I haven't seen Casino.
Okay, all right, let's see it together.
Yeah, you're not the only one.
I always love the Casino or Goodfellas. And
Casino's my favorite.
Right.
I like that
Casino over Goodfellas.
Yes.
So that because I love Sharon
He's
Stone.
like, what are you all
Sharon
saying
Stone.
right now?
Yeah, well, Sharon was nominated for that too, right? If I remember, Sharon Stone was nominated for that. Yeah, so I like her. So I can't wait.
The Casino tide has been turning though, because for a long time it was anyone would say Goodfellas and people would scoff if you said Casino, but it feels like the past couple of years people are saying Casino. It's like, this is cool. I've been saying Casino for 20 years.
Casino's getting a renaissance. Okay. I mean, I have it. I haven't watched it. I've owned it for almost a year and a half now. It's still sitting over there. But
well, God bless Black Friday. That's why I grabbed a lot of these.
But yeah, I've seen Goodfellas. I've seen, Casino is one that's eluded me.
But I saw Hugo and loved that. So that was the
watch that.
Like After Hours, no, but Hugo super loved. So
I think with the Casino, I always loved it too. The Vegas mob scene is fascinating. Like that is such an awesome set piece.
Yeah,
I think that's why I love Ocean's 11 and 13 so much. I just love that setting and that kind of vibe, that feel, that So I think I'm going to like Casino. I don't want to build it up too much in my own head, but like I said, I love Sharon Stone. Come on, Joe Pesci, De Niro.
All right,
Mike. What about yours?
Final goal, and I think I did great on this one. This was the only one I fully accomplished it. I completely smashed this one. So it wasn't too difficult, though. It wasn't a massive franchise to watch, but it was a franchise. Mission Impossible. Finally saw this entire franchise. Before this year, I've never seen any Mission Impossible movies. Now I've seen them all. So it was a great journey. I got prepped for, Dead Reckoning, and I had to get through them all. I will say number 3 is the best by far. I love number 3. Like the wife is kicking all sorts of butt at the end. I love 3, but 4, 5, 6, all very good. But I mean, all of them are pretty good. It's a very consistent franchise. There's not like one in there. I'm like, that's terrible. They're all pretty good to like really great. So
I only saw one of those films.
Which one?
Yeah?
Which one?
Yeah, I think what's the one with Dandy Newton in it?
That's 2. That's 2.
Oh, okay. That's
lower on my list. My
and I gotta work on that too. Remember, I still haven't seen because Tom Cruise. If people know, he just bothered me for something. I don't know, something about him bothered me. I don't know what it is. I can't give you. Yeah.
1, 2. I agree. I like pretty much the whole franchise. 1, 2, and 3 all have these like slightly different tones and feel to them. And then 4, 5, 6, 7
consistency
are very consistent tone and story continuing. I like them all to varying degrees. I think Dead Reckoning was a pretty big step down, but It's a very like Fallout was really high.
Fallout is like one of the top ones for me.
Yeah. What number is that one?
Follow that
That's
with
the
Dead
sixth one.
Reckoning.
That's the sixth one. I'm right there with you, Mike. 3 was my favorite. I love 3. I mean, I love Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, such a good villain. The best
fantastic
villain.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the one
I
that Brad
enjoy
Bird
what's
did
his
or
name in the
John
later
Woo?
ones.
Yeah, Brad Bird. It was Brad Bird. Yeah,
And
Brad
Woo did 2.
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did and De Palma did 1.
Yeah, Woo did 2.
I thought 3 was J.J. Abrams. That's
Oh yes.
Oh,
3
oh
is
yeah,
J.J.
right. That's
Abrams.
JJ. Bird did Ghost Protocol. Yeah, you're right. He did Bird.
And to me, I love Ghost Protocol too. That's right there. It's 3, 4 for me, and then 5, and then 6, and then you go back to 1, 2.
Fifth, you literally are saying my ranking right there. Like that is literally my ranking.
And how many is it? How many of the films is it?
7.
There's 7 now.
With 8 on the horizon here.
Right.
So this is JJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is JJ.
But yeah, I am right there with you. 3, fantastic. I loved it overall. It's wonderful.
That's the one
movie.
I saw too.
Such a fun franchise. I'm so glad. I don't know how I missed it completely. It just wasn't one I went into at all. And then finally to catch up on
I was going to say, it started in what, 96? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was around for them. I don't know what happened. It just was that franchise I missed.
You were a young one. That was my senior year in high school. I'm like, yeah, I was watching those. Yeah, very beginning.
And how great was Kerry Russell at the beginning of that? Watching Felicity. I'm like, wow.
Oh my God, I was ready for her to. Yeah.
That opening crushed me when he's trying to get her to revive her.
Yeah.
And just like,
that
it was just 1 second too late. I was like, oh my God. Like, because you thought she was going to be there for the whole movie. That was
Which one was Kerry Russell in?
She was in 3.
She's in the third one.
Only like 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Somewhere
yeah, she's in the opening. He's saving her in the opening.
I was so excited for that. That was spoilers. Sorry.
Reintroducing Michelle Monaghan, which I think she was a great.
Oh, I like her.
Oh yeah.
She plays.
You need to watch them. Yeah.
Yeah, she plays the wife / ex-wife. Like she's in
love interest
on, just kind of popping in here and there. Her in Fallout she's
so good.
So good in Fallout.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Maybe she might give me the I don't know.
Yeah, you almost maybe want to start on 3 and on because I think some people like with the first one think it's a little bit lesser. So I don't know. Maybe you want to jump ahead on that.
Well, the first one. The first one's kind of almost true to the TV show. It gives you that very much so vibes to kind of get you into the world of espionage and Ethan Hunt and this and that and. But yeah, as the story continues on, I don't want to say it gets more Bondish, but it gets more like continual series. Yeah.
More spyish.
I also
more spyish. Yeah.
3 on gives you most of the story though. Like 1 and 2 don't contribute as much to the grand story as 3.
Right.
That's a nice set too, Mike. I remember when you recommended that for your Sunday deals.
Oh yeah, and it got to a super cheap price. It was like what, like 50 something bucks at a point. Or 6 movies. I will take that all day.
And that's all the movies in that one?
Well, these are just the 6.
Yeah,
now that the 7th come out, and there's going to be an 8th one. I'm sure they'll keep making more after that. Yeah.
I love that
franchises though.
Because Dead Reckoning kind of underperformed. They don't have the balls to call it Dead Reckoning Part 2 now. So there's going to be a Part 1 and then no Part 2. They're just
It's like History of the World Part 1 now.
Man, yeah, Part 1s are rough. I'm tired of Part 1.
No, I can understand a Part 1 and a Part 2. Trust me, as a Harry Potter fan, because you can't put everything in that book in one movie. Don't call it a Part 1 and a Part 2 if you don't have anything to kind of base it on. Like you couldn't put all of like that in one movie. It's too much. So yes, I get a Harry Potter 1 and 2. You need it. It's there, so you can tell the whole story. and continue it out and give it the justice that it deserves. But calling a Mission Impossible 1 and 2, no.
And it was a super long movie too. That was the outrageous thing. I'm like, how is this super long and it's only a part 1? I don't get it.
They were expecting Fallout levels for box office, but it wasn't Fallout level in basically anything. It's like, oh, we crashed a train. Come see our movie. It's like it wasn't that interested in most of what was happening.
Well, and I'm so played out on action on a train. Like literally the week before, Indiana Jones fought on top of the train. Next week, Tom Cruise fights on top of the train. And it's all the same tropes.
And they already did that in the
first one, right? Yes, they did in the first one.
Yeah, the first one, yeah. And all the tropes being on the train, like the little light coming at your head, so you got to move. That was from Speed. They stole that.
Speed, right?
So I'm like, oh my God, could we never see another fight on top of a train?
Do they go through tunnels?
Oh yeah, you gotta lay down quick too, Mika. You get splat. And you also don't get Simon Pegg until the third movie, and that's when it gets good. Yeah, because Simon adds that balance of comedy.
Simon Pegg is the light. Yeah, he's such a great addition.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we get 3 and on.
3 on, because then even 4 you get Renner, right? And Renner,
yeah.
Right? Oh, I like him too.
So
Jeremy Renner, right?
Yeah, Jeremy Renner. Yeah,
I like him too.
And the worst marketing plan of the year for a new movie, because to go and put out your movie a week before Barbie and this, yeah.
And it was the easy thing to fix too, because like they could have done a week before. I think nothing came out the week before, really. So
yeah, he wouldn't move.
Yeah, this summer was very lackluster for a lot of stuff. You know, me working in it, trust me, my money depends on it. So
right,
this year was kind of for releases.
It's getting better,
but some of the ones that we had were fantastic. You know,
yeah. I like Tom Cruise, but his ego is kind of getting to him a little bit with that one, though. He was thinking he was going to carry Dead Reckoning to the box office, and it wasn't.
He's doing all these stunts. He's doing all these stunts on TikTok and like whatever. Oh, yeah. He's like, hey, I'm going to do this, and like this is going to be in the new movie, and watch this, and this is extra early on, and watch this clip of me jumping off the cliff, and so.
See, that's the thing is that was one of the greatest stunts, and we had seen it 6 months prior over and over on YouTube. And I'm like,
right, really by the time the movie came out, we're like, I'm
like, oh, there it is. Rather than being impressed, I'm just like, oh, there it is, you know. Yeah. But anyway, good job.
All right.
No, but yes, fantastic. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Yeah, because they're fantastic. That's a great franchise. I really enjoy it.
All right, so we'll kind of land this plane here. We'll just go around quickly. You can let people know what's upcoming on your channel or say whatever you want to them. So, Huck, start it off.
Just stop on by Huck's Pop Culture Cafe. I got a Tuesday show every Tuesday morning when you're going out shopping for your Tuesday Blues Day items, which are getting very slim now. I went out twice today in both Best Buy and Walmart and came up 0. So I may not even put that video out, because you know what you guys learn? People hate when you don't buy something when you go shopping. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, there was nothing for me to buy. Boo, your channel sucks. So I may not even bother. We'll see. Maybe I'll grab something off the shelf and pretend I bought that. I don't know.
You just return it like the next day.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, you know, we got the Collectors Club always. So keep your eyes open on that. We got an awards one coming up next month, so be there for that. We'll be on Derek's channel for those. So that's all I got for now. Oh, look at that.
I love that.
Yep, Oscars theme.
I'm actually like really hyped for that Collectors Club, the duo of streams. I love that time of year.
All right. They made you look short, Tim.
Yeah. How am I almost a tall?
Yeah, I'm like,
you look like the Lars Ulrich of it.
Oh,
no, it's crazy. Tim's probably the tallest out of all of them.
Yeah,
I think Derek has an inch on him.
Probably.
All right, over to Fish.
Fish the Film Collector. Find me on YouTube, Instagram. Well, like Huck said, I'm not sure what's going to be going on in the future with me with Best Buy getting rid of physical media. I will always, of course, have vintage stock, but used stuff. They do have some new stuff. Anyways, sorry. I'll get into that on my channel. But yeah, next year, what I'm looking forward to is getting a computer so I can live stream myself, so I can host all of you beautiful people myself and do some great things for me and my channel. So that's what I look forward to next year. But I appreciate everything. Every single one of you have had me on your channel this past year. I love you all, and thank you very much for helping me grow as a channel. I love doing these things of interacting, getting recommendations, and talking about movies. Of course, we all do. But yeah, I want to do that a lot more in the next year. So Mike, thank you very much for having me back. I hope to join you in the next coming year, and everybody else.
But there's always so many streams on my channel. Like, people just let me know if you want to be on a stream. I'll be like, here's the next 8 of them. Which one?
Count me in for anything. But yes, no, thank you very much for this wrap up. I'm glad that I actually you actually kind of focused me on some things and some more than others. But yes, I actually focused on some things, and thank you very much for laying this all out and letting us all have a go at some daunting tasks for some of us. I know some. Yeah, but yes, thank you very much again. Yeah.
All right, over to Mika.
Oh, well, hi everyone, Mika, one half of Double Feet Podcast, and then solo at Double Horror Pack. But one thing we're going to try to work on for 2024 is being more consistent. This year was just crazy with work and moves, so it just kind of took a back burner, but we're really going to try to focus on being a little bit more consistent in the new year. Rusting off that live stream action and seeing, getting back to do that. And if not that, maybe more pre-recorded. Yeah, so that's the plan.
Nice.
All right. And then KB, if you want to let them know kind of what's upcoming with the setup for this stream, in addition to your channel, of course. But yeah, you can let people know, give them the little tease.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to run the movie goals for another year. And just like we had the wrap up, we're going to have that, and also the kickoff on Mike's channel. And just to have a little tighter accountability, we're going to have some check-ins in between. So we're going to have quarterly check-ins. So, second quarter, third quarter, and then we have the wrap up. So 2 here and 2 on my channel. But as far as my channel, KB Loves Movies, Sunday, I'm going to just hang out and have an open conversation. Ask me anything. If you want to send in a question, send it to me on Instagram, put it in a comment, whatever you want to do to get it to me. Also, we're in 2024, we're expanding it from the 1-to-1 kind of format of the conversation. And we're going to have the round table, where it's going to be more of a moderator roundtable style with multiple people.
Oh, very cool.
Different series. So, some of you have been invited. Some of you will be invited for different topics and everything. So we're going to start that in January, probably with 2 of them, and then we'll go from there with some other topics. But I'm just looking forward to just more conversations amongst movie lovers, which is what I'm all about. So come and hang out and bring a question if you have one. You could do it live, or you could send it in before.
All right, over to Tim.
I don't have too much to say. I'm gonna have channel update stuff, but I'm gonna put out a video before the new year, or not. I don't know. I wing it.
I love the randomness, Tim.
I know, that's what I love Tim. He's like, I got a channel. Watch my stuff. Come on. Yeah, I mean.
So, yay movies.
Yay movies.
Yay movies.
All right. Well, speaking of yay movies, if you missed this past live stream we did on my channel, you definitely want to check out the Meggies. It was our 3rd annual, the original Physical Media Award Show. We gave out 11 awards. Hugo won an award, so you loved hearing the talk on that tonight. You definitely want to go back and see it win. But yeah, so many awesome panel members there. You can take a look at it. We just had a great time this year nominating and giving out these award winners. So that was super fun. If you missed that, watch the replay. Today, the video that dropped was my December movie haul, and then also all my collectibles I picked up in the month of December. So from my vacation, from the holidays, and so it was like a 30-minute video. It was like the longest haul video I've ever done. It was tons of stuff. So definitely check that out. Tomorrow, just to give you a little tease, I did go to the Academy Museum of Motion Pictures in LA, Hollywood. So I give you a full-on tour of this place in under 25 minutes. So you get to literally see pretty much everything in under 25 minutes. So yeah, definitely check that out. I think you will like it if you're into that kind of thing, of course. And then, yeah, tons of live streams that upcome on my channel. You know, I try to do one at least once every week. Sometimes it's twice a week. I don't know. It's going to happen. But yes, tons of live streams. Like we said, there'll be a movie watching goals kickoff to the new year. Hopefully we can get that coordinated for sometime in January. So we're going to get that set up, and that's going to be a lot of fun. But that's pretty much it from me.
Oh, can I say one thing? Yes, I do want to say, because I'm going to do, that's another goal. I know we're going to do a recap, but it's going to be a goal for 2024. But I do want to highlight, because of all the connections we've made through this community. I was so glad to meet Tim in person, and that was such a highlight of the year. And I'm hoping next year too, me and Kira doing some traveling and being able to connect with other people. So that's a goal that I really want to work on, because that was such a fun experience just to meet up with some peeps. Yeah, and I know a couple people. Yeah, I hopefully can do that more.
I've only met that guy.
Me too.
I was pointing to the Panic Fest past.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. I love that. Thank you for saying that, because yes, I loved meeting these two. I want to meet these two. I want to meet you, my dear, as well. This community is fantastic, and I love the fact that we feel close enough to each other that we like want to be near and want to meet and like stuff like that. And like, it's fantastic.
My daughter was just saying the other day, she's like, I'm surprised you haven't gone down to visit Fish yet. I was like, I know. I'm surprised he hasn't come back up here. So one of those things.
Yeah. That's exactly. I'm really thinking. You know, the holidays. So let's get through the holidays. I'm gonna come back up there. Trust me.
She loves you.
It's funny
you're only a short drive away. Which is so convenient. I love it. Yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned that though, because when this stream happened the first time around, I didn't meet anyone, and now I've met 3 of the 5 other people on this panel. I just need to actually meet the Collectors Club in person. But we're spread from coast to coast.
We really
right.
Kansas City is dead center. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. And Katie, what are you? A big old tall drink of water, 6'4", right?
Yep.
Great. So 5'5". We're gonna look hilarious together.
I love it. You're gonna look hilarious next to Tim and Derek.
I'll be right in the middle.
This year.
Actually, if we stand just right, we'll be a cell phone charging symbol. I'll be at the bottom. But remember, it's always the last one lit.
All right. Well, thank you, panel members. This was a super fun stream, as always. Once again, links for the channels are in the description. Please, audience, go ahead, show them some love. Not only subscribe, but of course, watch the content. They're all great content creators. And then thank you, audience, for being here, participating, leaving amazing comments. The super chats, gotta shout out one more time, Collecting Movie Man, Wilkie's Movies and Music. Just amazing with the super chats. Really appreciate you guys supporting the channel on that level. But that's it from us tonight. I guess this video still works. It's still the holidays, so have a good night, everybody, and
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. And a Happy New Year.